Alright, we are almost live here, guys, and by that I mean I hit the live button. And now my microphone's doing its thing. I've got all the effects on it, hopefully, and everything sounds pretty good. And, yeah, I figured we'd try and mix up the music, do something a little bit more, you know, up-key. Up-key? That's not the fucking term I was looking for. It's not even a term. Upbeat. Upbeat is the term I was looking for. I rhymed things. I'm too good at rapping. Alright guys, you have to give me a couple minutes. Unfortunately, I'm running a little bit behind today. I've been really getting weird sleep the past couple days and slept in a little bit later than I would have liked today. Which unfortunately gave me a little bit less time than normal to wake up and get set up. But I've got all the hardware set up, I think. That is just going to be me sitting here and talking into the microphone. So I think we're good on that. I just have to take care of a couple things. Including links, which I don't like doing, but we're doing them anyway. Hey Alex, how you doing, man? Hope you're having a good day. This is very normal music for POCKETBIKE RACER, you know? I figured we could get a nice upbeat track going. That's exactly what POCKETBIKE RACER is, right? This is what you would expect out of something that's like a kart racing game, right? Speaking of which, guys, Bloodborne Kart. When that comes out, I'm playing it on stream. Anybody who doesn't know what the hell I'm talking about, please just look up Bloodborne Kart. Long story short, it's a joke that a developer, excuse me, it's a joke that an indie developer made on YouTube and Twitter a year and a half ago while they were developing Bloodborne PSX. And they decided to roll with it after they finished Bloodborne PSX and released it, and they were like, you know what? No, we're making Bloodborne Kart now, and I'm very excited. I will happily play it. If it has online multiplayer, I will happily play Bloodborne Kart with you guys. Alright, let me copy-paste this link into 20 locations. I really hate doing this. It just feels tedious and pointless, and like, it's not exactly pointless, I'm sure, but it feels like it, man. I'm just yelling into a void with like 200,000 other people. I really don't like Discord as a platform for streaming, but at the same time, it's the one that everybody has, like, gone to, you know? Although, I have to say, one thing I do like about YouTube and about particularly being on Discord, or like a lot of other, or like, it happens with a lot of sites, but like, I like being on YouTube because it means that, I can make thumbnails for my streams, as opposed to it just being, like, a generic thumbnail that you use for like all your stuff. It lets you like make specific stuff to that stream, which I think is neat, and I think that's a good thing, you know. Let me dump this link in like 3 or 4 more chats here. I'm down to just like friend groups, so that's at least where we're at right now. Also, everybody has their promo channel in a different chat. The promo channel. Everybody has their promo channel in a different section, and it kind of just sucks. Yes, I will message however many people are in my Discord. I don't actually know. Shout into the void. Oh, still Rona positive, but the line has gotten faint today. Fingers crossed. Hey, here you go, man. I hope you feel better soon. All right. I wonder if I could like, yeah, let me upload the thumbnail, because Twitter's weird. So if you post a link to another website on Twitter, Twitter will try and like basically delist that that thing. Most of the time, at least, it'll try and delist it. If it's to another like social media site or something like YouTube, they'll try and delist it because they don't want you clicking off of their site. And unfortunately, this is just a thing that you kind of have to learn, which sucks. Alright, POCKETBIKERACER.png. There we go. Anyway, I think that was a pretty good start for this this kart racing game. What do you think? I think it's pretty good. That's why you gotta say link in bio. Yep, that's exactly what I did. I also don't care that much about promoing. I just know way more about it than I should. Frankly, that's it. That's the only reason I know that much about it. That's the only reason I know as much as I do about it. It ain't even that I feel bad. I was tired for maybe like 2 days. Mild cough, it just won't go away. Dude, that's part of it, man. Pretty much everybody I've talked to is like, they're like, yeah, this is an issue. Like, it just won't go away. Like, my boss got COVID after he went to Disney World, which I get it. He wanted to go to Disney World with his kids, but like, Disney World is not somewhere I'd want to go right now, personally. Oh, you know what? No, we gotta start this one from the menu. I was gonna like open up the game and start everything there, but no, we're gonna start this one from the menu. But yeah, my boss got COVID. He was the only one in his family that got COVID, mind you. Or at least the only one that exhibited symptoms. And he was like coughing for like 2 weeks straight. He still deals with that cough occasionally. Hey, Mike, how you doing, man? Alright, let me make sure. I think we're good. I think we're good. I had a small issue with my Zoom, with the Zoom cam, and with my gameplay, or the little like the little webcam on my gameplay screen. So I might have to mess with that a little bit. So if you'll give me just a moment. Oops, I forgot. Hey, don't worry, man. We're only here every Sunday. It's not like it ever changes. No, it changes a lot. You're fine, Walker Pierce. I understand. By the way, guys, if add directory, that'll do. There we go. But yeah, and the cruel mod is here. But if you guys missed out on it yesterday, we had a nice little community day in the server for Monster Hunter. We were playing some Monster Hunter Rise for a few hours. It looked like you guys were in there pretty far after when I left too. You were in there like 7, 8 p.m. I thought you were about to say you're fired. By the way, Walker Pierce, you are fired. No, you're not. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, you got it. You got to count it off, man. But yeah, so we were in the hey, there's Nightbot right on time. So if you guys want to click on that link, or it should be in the description as well, unless I'm stupid and forgot to post it, in which case I'll fix it in a minute or later. But yeah, we did a little community day. It was quite fun. Honestly, I'd like to do that again at some point. I had a good time with it, even though I couldn't stay around super long. Unfortunately, my sleep schedule has just been completely obliterated over the past few days, and I'm having a good time. Yeah, you guys were up pretty late messing around. It was good to see. It was good to see. And for the record, guys, anybody who's in that server, if you guys just want to like hang with people, if you want to try and like find people, if you just want to use that server as a place to like connect for like games or like whatever else you want to do, you're more than welcome to. It's a community server. It's not just for shit that I'm doing. Yeah, sure, I'll host my stuff there, but you guys can do stuff too. So don't feel like you gotta like wait for me to say, yeah, we can do that. You can just do it whenever you want. I don't care. All right, let me what was I in the middle of doing? Right, the zoom, because I had to get rid of that. Okay. So I need a source mirror to this. I just make that really wide. It was about 50%, 150% screwing around and shooting the crap. That's how it should be, man. That's what a good Monster Hunter, like, that's what a good night with Monster Hunter is. It's just goofing off. It's fun. And forgetting to accept the quest. Oh, that happens a ton, man. Don't worry about it. Especially if you're not used to, like, I mean, like, what you did yesterday was basically what I do when I'm streaming, which is playing video games and trying to talk and trying to play the video game competently while doing that. It's hard. It's very hard. It's not an easy thing at all to do. So like, don't feel bad if you're just like, oh, I forgot. Like, everybody forgets. All right, so on this screen, we want it to be. So, yeah, perfect. Cool. All right, so that's all set up now, I think. But yeah, so that's basically what I do whenever I'm streaming. Like, it's literally just trying to talk and be entertaining and like be interactive, and also not like mess up in a game horribly, it's hard. It's not an easy thing. That's why sometimes I'll just go really quiet when I'm focusing on stuff, or like if I'm not feeling well during stream. Not like I'd shut up for a super extended period of time, like ever, when I'm streaming, but, you know. Alright, so I think that's it. I think we're good. Everything... I look a little weird today. Can we mess with this color grading a little bit? What do we got on here? I mean, like, the colors themselves look fine. It looks a little warm to me. Specifically in the gamma. What happens if I boost this a little bit? Yeah, no, I'm doing, like, color grading shit on stream, but, like, you know. Tint. A little bit of tint, maybe? Doesn't have to be much. That may also just be this monitor. I'm not gonna sweat on it too much. Richard and I got wrecked by 2 Volvodon. Oh, dude, Volvodon are like the meanest motherfuckers on the face of the earth sometimes. They are really annoying. It's a great time, though. I'm glad you guys had fun. Alright. So with that, I'm gonna go ahead and swap on over to gameplay, and we're gonna get ready on this one, because I want to show you guys... Oh. So... I've been having this weird issue with OBS, and I can fix it, but it's annoying. Where OBS is taking... It's just hooking up my microphone to everything. For, like, no good reason. Any of my inputs that I'm trying to hook up. It's just immediately like, hey guys, what if I instead hooked you up to everything? And it's incredibly annoying. Like, supremely annoying. So, if you'll give me just a moment here, I need to find which one of these things actually has audio. It's funny and frustrating, yes, because basically it's like negating, like I can't like normally connect up any of these devices anymore, and it's really annoying. Because like I'm trying to get my capture card input working, and I know for a fact that it's putting audio through, but I can't find it now. Maybe it's not. Do I have the mute turned on here? I'm checking my my display because it has built-in speakers, so I'll use it to monitor sound occasionally just to see. The mute is off and I'm not hearing it, so maybe it's not outputting sound. Hold up. Yeah, the problem is it's just hooking me up. It's just hooking up like every source the same kind of way, and it's just frustrating more than anything. Okay. I don't know, maybe the splitter has trouble with audio, or maybe... Do I have any of these muted? It makes it really hard to actually, like, get the input that I need. Because every time I swap... Yeah, every time I swap devices, it just automatically hooks it up to my microphone, which is wrong. Because now I'm hearing myself again, when I should be hearing the game audio. And I'm not sure why this is happening, really. For the moment, I'm just going to turn off the monitor on there. Echo, exactly. There's nothing I can do about it, though. Like, I'm genuinely not sure what I can do about it. Well, here, I know what I can do about it. I can just stop it from doing it, from going to any of the tracks. Yeah, Double Drama. That's the sequel to Double Dragon, right? But yeah, I don't understand why it keeps doing that, because I have my capture card selected right now. and it's still selecting... I have my capture card selected right now, but it's still selecting my my microphone as the input, even though it says it's selecting the capture card. So I'm not sure what the hell is happening there. Maybe if I set this to, like, my default thing and then swap it. I feel like it's a bug in the new capture software that, maybe it's not in that. Maybe it's in Easy Effects. That would make sense, I guess, to some extent. So out of curiosity... Oh, why the fuck was that on? What the hell? Okay. Hold on a sec. Yeah, so I think it was Easy Effects. Which is good, because that means that now I know that it was Easy Effects. Easy. Exactly. To be fair, it's really good software. It's just... I don't know why it's doing that. Hold up, let me unplug this and just see if we can get audio at all. We're back to the whole no audio because of splitter issue again. So you'll have to forgive me for taking a moment, because I thought this was fixed, and it was fixed for a long time, and then it just suddenly started acting up again. For no particularly good reason. If you guys hear audio, tell me. I know it's going to be on a delay, but it means that something I did in the past 30 seconds was right. And none of these inputs are working, which is very strange. Alright, well, I'll tell you what. Let's unplug this. Fixed. Yes, it was. Trust me. It was working perfectly fine, and then I plugged my Switch into it, and it just decided, nope, fuck you. I'm not doing it. So I'm blaming my Nintendo Switch for all of these issues, because the Switch is one of the most frustrating things I've had to deal with for game capture ever. Unplugging everything. I'm gonna turn it off. Let me turn it off. Unplug everything. Okay? Let me turn it back on by plugging it back in, because there's no off switch on this thing. It's just a USB plug, because of course it is. Have you tried turning it off and back on again? That's exactly what I am doing. I haven't turned it off in probably 2 weeks. Because it's kind of a pain in the ass. I'm just turning it off, turning it back on again, plugging everything back in while it's on. Have you tried having a better setup? Okay, if I could find a HDMI splitter that is less than like $400 that isn't this thing, I would use it. Unfortunately, that seems to be something that doesn't exist. At least as far as I can tell. Okay, let me unplug it from the Xbox. Even better yet, we're going to turn off the goddamn Xbox. I'm just going to start hitting buttons until something fucking works again, because I'm tired of this shit. Well, nothing there. Clearly HDMI splitters are pro gear and it must cost 1K minimum. That's what you would think. This is like the best HDMI splitter that's like not pro grade. And I mean that seriously. There are pro grade HDMI splitters, although typically they use a different they use a different input method for pro audio and pro video. It's called SDI. But yeah, I don't know why I've suddenly been having issues with all this shit. It just doesn't really make a ton of sense to me. I say suddenly like I don't have issues every fucking stream. But there's no particularly good reason I can think of that this would be causing a problem, because this is the exact same cable that I've been using for a while now. And it did not have issues before this. The only thing I can think of is try to find another HDMI cable somewhere and try and use that. I don't know. It's frustrating. Here. I can mess with this stuff, and you guys can just, like, jam with the music for a minute. Although I should probably... Let me take this shit off. Music's gonna restart again. Professional streamer, man. Yes, exactly. I like having high-grade equipment. Unfortunately, HDMI splitters are something I cannot warrant spending, like, several $100s on. As much as I would love to. We tried asking nicely several times, actually. But, just doesn't seem to like me, man. I don't get why people don't like me. I really don't get why this shit doesn't like me that much, though. It just doesn't make sense. Let me see here. Yeah, it's just not showing any audio on any of my, It's not showing any audio on any of these inputs, so I'm gonna unplug it from the back of the fucking capture card. Wait, I had this issue before at some point. I remember this. What did I do to fix it? It was something like the actual resolution of the Xbox needed to be changed. I'm gonna turn this up a little bit for you guys. Yeah, this one was weird. I remember this much. Yeah, hold on. This was a weird thing. Yeah, I'm gonna unplug it and plug it back in, so give me a sec. I'm actually gonna go ahead and unplug everything. POCKETBIKE RACER sure does look cool. Okay. Walker, I know you're having fun. And there's nothing, like, I'm not mad, but I would appreciate a little bit less antagonism today. I'm mostly just annoyed because I'm really tired of every stream having technical issues. Because if it's not my internet, it's something in my setup that's wrong, and I don't know how to fix it. It's just genuinely frustrating. It's one of the reasons that I don't stream for more than like 2 or 3 hours, because this is really annoying and stressful when all I want to do is play a goddamn game. I look forward to this shit all week for you guys, and it's annoying when it doesn't work. No, you're good, man. You're good. Like, I'm not mad, but I can feel myself getting slightly annoyed. That's in. Put in the capture card. Alright. Still plugged in. Let me see if it's actually gonna show up. What if we just, like, leave this unchanged? What if we click leave unchanged on the resolution? There's only a couple things I can think of that would actually cause this sort of issue. So, let me see here. Much appreciated, Johansson. The hugs are appreciated. I can't, it's not showing up on the chat for some reason. I don't know why. Okay, did I actually plug the Xbox back in? Nope. Idiot. Alright, let's try this again. I'm gonna try and keep a little bit more upbeat. I know I yell about this shit every week. It's just annoying to me, guys. But the fact that you guys stick around is appreciated, and I'm burning the fuck out of it. I had the POCKETBIKE RACER box sitting on top of the Xbox, and I didn't realize it was sitting over the heatsink. Or the fans, the vents. Okay, we got video. Video's good. For you, will be alright. By the way, guys, happy Father's Day. And I don't know which countries exactly it's Father's Day in, but I know it's a little bit more universal. Happy Father's Day is a little bit more universal than like Mother's Day, because I know Mother's Day for like the UK is in March, I think, and it always scares the shit out of my UK friends. Yeah, I know, man. No malice intended. You're good. I understand. Yeah, you're not like making me mad or anything. It's just one of those days. That's so strange. I'm like, there's nowhere in this chain that I can be like, yeah, this is definitely the problem. That's the issue, is that I can't identify where the problem is. Because the switcher was having issues yesterday when I was trying to plug in the switch. Like the splitter was having issues when I tried to plug in the switch. The capture card has occasionally had issues. It could be one of the cables, but we've already pretty much ruled that out several times at this point, I think. And it could be the cable running from the Xbox to the splitter as well, but I can't identify which thing it is, and I don't have the means to replace everything right now. So I'm just like trying to figure out what I can do to try and resolve this, I guess. I feel like I've got an extra. I feel like we had the same tech issue with the Switch before. Well, the Switch, it's different. The Switch is because literally, when you split audio from the Switch just doesn't work. Like, the Switch audio will not work when it's split from most HDMI splitters. It's a very weird issue, and it's very particular, and I have no idea why. But it has something to do with the Switch being because while the Switch is a console that works, it is one of the most non-standard things ever, and I get a feeling that Nintendo does that intentionally so that people don't know how to fix it. But that's a whole different conversation. I've got another HDMI cable here. This is the one that actually came with the Switch. So let me unplug this. Turn off the fucking Xbox. I feel like the video's coming through fine, so that would make me think that the audio should come through okay. However, that's definitely not the case. But the Switch, for whatever reason, so like the Switch, okay, here's an example. Ignoring the HDMI thing is just weird. The Switch is also non-standard in that, yeah, the Switch is held together with duct tape and a prayer. Yeah, pretty much. They intentionally don't want you to fix it. Like, the Switch, so the Switch power adapter, right? So the Switch is charged through USB-C. It's a USB-C control. It's a USB-C plug. However, it's not a standard USB-C plug because it delivers like well over 5 volts of power. It's like 15 or 20 volts, I think. It's like 15 or 20 volts of DC power through a USB-C plug, which is absolutely not standard. It's also probably that way because you really need to charge the Switch battery pretty hard for it to actually hold any charge whatsoever. That's a different issue, though. So these all say analog input. Yeah, I'm just not seeing this audio pop up anywhere. What the fuck? Alright guys, I think we're gonna have to do the thing again where we plug the Xbox directly into the capture card and hope that it works. Yeah, Johansson, that's exactly my thoughts. I've learned so much about, like, how fucking bizarre the Switch is as a console. It's very weird. It's an extremely weird console. Alright. Thankfully, the Switch HDMI cable is pretty long, so I think I'm going to be able to just rotate my computer here and plug it straight in. I just want to see if we're getting any audio at all. Because worst case scenario, this card is a low enough latency that I can play. This capture card is a low enough latency that I can actually play like directly from it without a ton of issue, even like faster paced games. And that led to people frying their VM chips using third-party Switch docks during its first year. Yep. It's... You want to say... What's the term? Don't attribute to malice what can be attributed to ignorance, something along those lines. I really want to say that, but at the same time, with the way that the Switch is, like, it wouldn't surprise me if it was intentionally designed so that people can't do shit with it, you know? Alright, I tell you what, let's hop on over to the gameplay screen. Let me see if we can get some sort of audio going from this thing. Okay. Just kinda testing here. Jesus, am I gonna have to stop playing things on actual hardware? Is that what this is turning into? Because I don't know what the fuck this is doing. Okay, let's turn it off. Turn it back on. Music was a tad louder than my voice. That's fine. Give me a sec. It's an easy fix. Here. The problem is I can never really tell, because like on this audio, like on the actual audio here, it looks like I'm significantly louder than the playlist, but I know that I'm not. It's very odd. Maybe I should try the different audio setups there. Whatever. All right. My only thought here is that maybe somehow Easy Effect is messing with it. Because if Easy Effect is messing with it, I will find another way to do my sound effects for my voice, like my compression and all that, and I'll just say fuck it. Okay? So... Okay, there we go. But yeah, just because you have me on phone speaker, sorry if you guys missed that last bit. I turned off the sound effects on my voice for a moment, just so I can see if somehow that's causing issues. Because maybe it is? I don't know. At this point, I'm just guessing on things. No audio at the moment. I'm aware. Give it a sec. Alright. I'm going to just start flipping back and forth here. Now audio, yes. Thank you, Hanson. No, I turned off the sound effects on my voice, which unfortunately requires a bit of audio rerouting, and I forgot that I need to do that, so that's why there was no audio for a sec. Hey, that sounds like a fucking Xbox. Or at least the waveform looks like it. Okay. Now here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to plug it back into the splitter. Okay. Now this all goes back into the splitter. And I hit the... Okay. You know what I really don't like about the Xbox 360S, or whatever this is, the slim model, is that the button, there's no actual button. It's like a capacitive touch sensor for the for all the buttons. So there's nothing to like push in, which is cool because it, low touch, feels futuristic, whatever. But it's bad because it means that that I'll accidentally hit the button that opens the disc tray like so many times, especially while I'm picking it up. I know you shouldn't pick up the console while it's on and there's a disc in the tray, but like I have to very quickly remove my hand from the front of the machine so that the motor doesn't burn out shoving it into my hand. Okay. So I'm going to give it a sec. We're going to plug it back in. Come on, bud. Please work. Those things are the bane of my fat fingers. Yeah, I understand. I really like it. I mean, I've had this thing since I was tiny. So, like, of course I'm going to like it. But, alright. Now you're plugged in. And we got audio. I know you guys can't hear it right now. Give me a moment. Monitor and output. And then just turn it on to both. Yeah, that sounds like a fucking 360 right there. Alright, now I'm going to turn on easy effects. And see if that was somehow an issue. Because if that was an issue, then... what the fuck? But... okay. Let's fucking go, kids. Again, I don't understand why it's such a hassle to do this sort of thing sometimes. But we're good. I done heard that. One day I'm just gonna have to start doing, like, voice acting work, I swear. I would really love to do voice acting work, actually. Alright, guys, we're finally in it. We're in it. Let me know if it's too loud, too quiet, whatever. I don't care. Just let me know. King Games. And Blitz Games. I think that was the company that got subcontracted out for this. No, so it wasn't Easy Effects. It was some other bullshit that just, like... unfortunately, all the audio settings in this are set up as... this is a good title screen. Unfortunately, all the audio effects... or unfortunately, all the audio streams that are set up in here are set up on, like, presets, and sometimes they don't really make sense. Especially since we're still in this big, like, transition period for this... for, like, a lot of Linux audio stuff. So I think that something was set somewhere default when it shouldn't have been, and I finally found it after digging around for ages. Good news is now I know that that is an issue, and I can look for it, and it shouldn't be that hard to fix it now. I was like, why did it freeze? Loading another FMV. Hope you guys are ready for this shit. We're drifting with the king today. I know we had some technical issues, but we're drifting with the king today, guys. So there is multiplayer. I think there's online multiplayer too, but unfortunately I don't think that's going to be viable for us. There's a create a character option. What do you guys think? What do you think? Yeah, this looks great. This is phenomenal. Time for some Pocket Bike Racer. I miss character creators from like the early 2000s. I was watching Deo play Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2, and then he was also playing Dave Mirra Freestyle, or Pro Freestyle BMX, I think it's the full name of the game. Okay, these are just characters. Biker. Brett. Joey. What you said, I finally found it. So we can just change the color of it? Oh, I was wondering why it wasn't loading the color. It's because it was loading the color, it just delays it until you've been sitting on it for a sec, so it doesn't have to load a ton of colors. Because it's loading it off a fucking DVD. I don't know, what do you guys think? Some green, some blue? What do you guys want to do here? These color choices are not very good. Old school character creators are very funny. You know what? You know what? Beppis. Now, happy Pride, everybody. I know that's not the right colors, but it is a set of colors. Beppis Mang, everybody on the Beppis. Alright, alright. So I can't do a gray face. I can do like the black. And then we could just have like blue and then red. That's not the right color, blue. We're not gonna be able to get very close here, guys. Sorry, this is not the character creator. This is literally just gonna be a color swapper. Oh, I haven't heard that sound in forever. Bepid. These are the Bepids from Planet Beppis. Oh, what? They don't let me do spaces. Boo. Or at least I hit the wrong button for it. Anyway, we're saving the content. It is the intent that counts, that's true. Would you like to create another? Okay, so we get another random base that they just toss into the game, and then you just kind of make... Like, there's only 2 poses. Everybody has the same fucking pose. Also, look at this dude's arms versus the rest of his body. His forearms look too short. Because they think they use the same, they use the same skeleton for everybody, but the models just don't match up. Next month, shame month. Everyone is ashamed of everything for an entire month. Cheers to that one. Yeah, the back arm here, the back of his arm here, like this section right here, that was way too short because I think they were using the same model on everybody for the same pose. Representation for Bepisexuals. I like how it takes you all the way back to the intro thing. And it just saying King Games. You can't skip this, by the way. It restarts the entire game whenever you go into the character creator. Oh, I'm sad I didn't set it up before this because I have a whole Eurobeat playlist that I set up specifically for streaming. And I've been giving it to a couple different content creators to use for their stuff, but I haven't had a chance to use it on my channel yet. But I don't have it downloaded right now. Like, I could just play it over the thing, but I wouldn't be able to have the now playing. Alright, let's listen to the in-game music first, and if the in-game music really sucks, I will turn it off. Let's do a tournament. Ooh, there's actual, like, things here. Standard race, Battle Royale, Ultimate Cone Trial. This is Battle Royale. This says Battle Royale well years before Fortnite did it. So we can play as the king, who's got a pretty bad top speed. Oh wait, that's dictated by the car, or the vehicle that you use. Okay. So that's got pretty crap handling. I vote we use Little Dipper, because I like top speed, and it's got a pretty good acceleration, even if the handling's a little bit garbage. Good morning, happy Juneteenth. Oh no, the king. It is the king. It is a battle royale with cheese and pickles. The Burger King games are bizarrely good. They're surprisingly competent as games. I'd argue that the whole reason that they didn't do well is because the premise itself wasn't very appealing, more than anything, and a lack of actual trying to market it. They had zero right being as good as they are. I mean, these games were like, they contracted out a like actual game development studio to make these games. Like, they're not bad. Also, yes, hello Zero. And hello everybody who's lurking, because I'm sure you guys are in there. We're playing, for anybody who doesn't know, one of the best games to ever exist, POCKETBIKE RACER. This is actually where Miyamoto got the idea for Mario Kart from. That's exactly where that came from. It's just that good. Look at these load times. Look at this load screen. This is incredible. Amazing gameplay. I don't know any of the buttons, by the way. Just in case anybody was wondering if I have any experience with this game. I have never booted this game before. I have owned it for 3 years, at least. Alright, triggers for gas. This is a good start. I don't know what button I just hit. What the fuck is happening? I don't know what this is. X button appears to be using items. Items appear to be on some sort of power-up thing. Yes. Alright, so this is actually running decently. This is smooth. I'm impressed. This music actually slaps, too. I don't know how to drift, is my one problem. Miyamoto looked into the future and saw this game. Yeah, it's just like how Croc inspired Super Mario 64. It's exactly what happened there. Anybody who doesn't know that, it was a statement by the developer of Croc that Miyamoto basically stole the idea of Super Mario 64 from Croc, and because Croc had been in development way earlier. And while it's like somewhat plausible that the ideas were related, I doubt that Croc actually inspired that in any respect, especially because in addition to that, the developer of Croc at some point mentioned that he was at a convention and Miyamoto came over and personally thanked him. Like, there's a story from that developer, and that's just fucking made up. That's fake. I don't know what to say there other than just that's fake. Fuck you, I'm winning this. Oh yeah, the animations on the cape, it's clipping into the fucking bike or something else. In a way, kinda, but not really, exactly. That's what that was. This music's actually pretty good, I'm leaving it on. Also, can we look at Racer number 7's name real quick? Subservient Chicken. Okay. No capes! Exactly, Johansson. Alright, 2 out of 5 backyard track. Now, mind you, this is the 50cc race. That actually felt pretty good. That actually, like, this feels really good, actually. A wide Dralna, yes. Man, I could swap back to the fucking face cam and have a talk with you guys in the time it takes to load these levels. They're loading everything. I had dreaded the return of wide Dralna. My nemesis. I need to go get more ice for my drink, actually. That's how long we've been sitting here. When you have the shield, don't forget you can use it aggressively to knock others off the track. By the way, I want to point out on these loading screens, It's apparently just a static image because nothing changes. Like the tips don't swap around. There's no like other things except for the loading. Please wait. Which console is this on? This is on 360, mate. 360. I believe there were plans to have it backwards compatible with the original Xbox as well. If I remember the development cycle for these games right. But it's actually quite good. Also, you can pick up copies of this dirt cheap. I'm just saying. Like, if you find them, if you can find a copy of it, you can pick them up dirt cheap. I know somebody who has like over 5,000 copies of Sneak King. Okay? You can find them. This is a good time, actually. I'm enjoying myself. Look at this shit. This is fun, and these courses are, like, semi-intuitive. Also, this baseline slaps. I'm actually enjoying the hell out of this. I want to learn how to play bass like this. Except there's like no noises for anything except the bikes. This is not running awfully though. I'm kind of impressed. I say kinda, because I don't know if I'd say I'm actually impressed, but I would play this with friends. This is a good college, like, get drunk and mess around game. Yeah, so anybody who has an Xbox 360 or maybe an Xbox, you'll have to check me on that one. Start playing this shit. Get a copy of this and invite your friends over. Have a good time. I saw somebody do this last lap. Except I went the wrong way, so I think I need to make a left turn there next time. That's fine. This actually slaps. I hope this isn't, like, copyrighted music, but this is really good. This is really good, like, this is what I expect races to sound like, you know? Obviously not, like, the little, like, 50cc, like, motorbike engines, like the dirt bike engines, but the music, 100% accurate. This makes me think of, like, 50s road, like, this makes me think of, like, 50s hot rod road racing. My drunk high college game was a WarioWare on the Wii. That's a good game. It's a very good game. We started it up one night and we'd forgotten we'd completed it the previous week. Aww. But it means you get to have more fun with it. I think you can do a wheelie in this. I'm not sure how. And I haven't looked at the buttons. I actually have remind me to show you guys the manual after this race. We'll get a whole, like, setup for it. Hell yeah. Oh, that shortcut's nuts, actually. That saves so much time. Also, the boost works in midair. Just saying. I like the little, how there's actual, like, marks on the ground where your tires are, like, supposedly, like, rubbing off. But yeah, WarioWare is great. I've always been partial myself to the Wario Land series because I like actually seeing Wario do things and not just be like little minigame stuff. But honestly, the WarioWare series is great. It's a fun party game. All right, let me show you guys the manual for this. All right, let me guys show you the box. So I've never opened this box before. For anybody anybody's curious, I've never opened this box before. I got it for $5. This was from. I don't remember where exactly I got this from. It was either from my local game store or it's from a thrift shop up the, like, miles up the road from my house. It's basically just a set of giant barns that have a bunch of stuff thrown around, and they have a whole video game section where most of the stuff's just overpriced. But a lot of time you can find, or it's just absolute garbage, but a lot of time you can find, like, stuff like this really cheap. You can tell that it's been out in the sun for a little too long because, I don't know if you can really see it here. But on the, I don't know if it's gonna focus. Yeah, it's not. But you see how the Xbox thing that's like blue right there? That's because it's been out in the sun too long. These are Xbox 360 games that will play on an OG Xbox, which is crazy impressive. Yeah, I was gonna say, I thought that they were backwards compatible. Wario Land for the GBA was amazing. Wario Land 4 is really good. Wario Land 4 is an extremely good game. It is also one of the few Game Boy Advance games that actually has stereo audio. So if you plug in headphones, you will get stereo audio. It's also super colorful. Like, it's a really technically impressive game. Music over my voice a bit. Again, I can't tell. Like, it's really hard to fucking tell. Like, let me... Hold up. If I start monitoring this, just so I hear myself. So if I hear myself speak... Okay, that's a fine volume. I could probably turn it down a little bit more, but I don't want to turn it down too much more. It's such a hard thing to, like, get right, especially since I don't do, like, live checks every time I go live, because that would take forever. And my music, it already takes forever to get set up for stream. So, like, if you have an issue... if you have an issue with audio on stream, just let me know, or anything else on stream, really. So we open up this. Actually, wait, let me give you guys the experience that I got when I opened up this box. I have not opened up this box since I got it. I think I may have opened it up to, like, check that the game was inside, but that was years ago. So I haven't thought about this game since. Metroid Fusion had stereo audio too. Funny enough, Wario Land 4 and Metroid Fusion run on the same engine. Wario Land 4 and Metroid Fusion run on the exact same engine. They, in fact, have the same chips inside them sometimes. For some of them. Some Metroid Fusion chips are the same as the Wario Land 4 run. Which is bizarre. Yeah, exactly. Walker Pierce knows exactly what I was talking about. They use the same engine, and so it just happens to have stereo audio. Alright, so let me give you guys the experience that I got with this. Alright, so we got this game right here. Let me read the back. So first of all, look at this glorious image on the front. I don't know who this woman is. There's the king. That's all I can say. Okay. I've never played Metroid Fusion, actually. Unfortunately, I can't add much. I know Luke has played Metroid Fusion, not just Zero Luke, but also my friend Luke loves Metroid Fusion, and we need to replace the battery in his Metroid Fusion cartridge, because the battery's dead. But I don't know if that's actually going to fix the issue, because some Metroid Fusion cartridges require other fixes that aren't going to be nearly as easy to fix. We need to replace some of the SRAM in there. Possibly. But anyway, yeah, there you go. Right on the front there. Includes Xbox... I don't know if you guys can actually read it. It's backwards anyway, so you can't fucking read it, but... Includes Xbox 360 and original Xbox versions. Is this Big Bump? No, it's not Big Bumpin'. This is just POCKETBIKE RACER. But let me give you guys the experience for this. So the back of the box reads, "The excitement of POCKETBIKE racing without the lower back pain." I don't know about that. Test your mettle over treacherous terrain such as the King's Garden. Race and battle among the vegetation of your favorite Mystery Man's garden. Then choose from among 5 other BK-inspired racetracks on which to foist your thrill-seeking ways. I have Big Bumpin'. It's up there. We're just not doing that. Then we've got the Burger King parking lot. Because you've always wanted to race a tiny bike through a BK parking lot. Don't worry about the virtual employees. They enjoy watching you have it your way. Registered trademark. I'm not kidding. It has the registered trademark symbol. And then Fantasy Ranch. The streets of cheese are nice, but POCKETBIKE Mayhem is the true star of this course. That's a sentence I didn't expect to read today. And what better way to generate mayhem than by slinging rockets, disruptors, and other gadgets at your unsuspecting opponents? Get on course to go off course in this low-riding POCKETBIKE dirt land adventure. This game has everything you hope for in a game of tiny motorbike racing. Dirt tracks, extreme jumps, gadgets of destruction, Burger King characters. That's right, choose your favorite Burger King character, choose a bike and choose a track, then get racing in the only POCKETBIKE Pursuit game that lets you have it your way, registered trademark. Sweet, sweet. The cheese! Exactly. It's the Leaning Tower of Cheese. Fuck, I need to add that. Guys, I added some things to the soundboard. Okay, where's my pencil? I know we're taking a small break from the actual game here, but hold up. Alright. Hey, Mario, you wanna go street racing? I almost said street racing. I stopped myself. You wanna go street racing? It's illegal. I don't know about that one, Mario. It sounds dangerous. And for anybody who's wondering why I sound like fucking Yogi Bear there, that's because in the Super Mario Bros. Super Show, that's what Luigi sounds like. It's not good. Hey Mario, you wanna go get a picnic basket? Anyway, so I open this up, right? I open this up. Yeah, well fuck you, Luigi. That will never not be funny. Alright, you know what I'm actually gonna do? I'm gonna go ahead and transform. I want to flip horizontal here for a moment. Okay. So you guys can hopefully read this, right? Yeah, you can see it now. Why does Mario sound like Yogi? No, Mario sounds like this, because he's voiced by Captain Lou Albano. Well, fuck you, Luigi. Anybody who doesn't know what the fuck I'm talking about, there's a clip from the Super Mario Bros. Super Show, and you can't really hear it, but, so Captain Lou Albano, the former pro wrestler, voiced Mario, and there's a point in the actual thing where I think he forgets his line and he just says, well fuck you, Luigi, but you can't hear it because they put a laugh track over it. You can only like barely hear it in the background, but Luigi just goes, and you've got a little spaghetti sauce on your shirt, and he like pulls off like a strand of spaghetti and like wiggles it in front of his face, and they just turn around and he just goes, well fuck you, Luigi. It is a real thing, and they just tried to hide it with a fucking laugh track, and it's really funny. I devoured Harvey Birdman. The Boo Boo Cookie Bouquet Bomber episode had me on the floor. Oh, it's very good. I'm still like, all right. I'm getting a little bit off track here. So I open this up, right? POCKETBIKE RACER. I open it up, and the first thing that falls out into my hands is, give the gift of beef. Of beef. So I immediately closed the box and went, that's enough of that. And then I'm gonna open this back up and I'm gonna look at the controls really quickly, so we know what's going on. This is in fact the NTSC version. Yes, it does have that marked. Why is this page double thick? Oh, this is like a fold-out thing. Okay, X is gadget, B is boost. Those both use the same gauge. The gadgets are the shield, straight fire bottle rockets, firecrackers, which are basically like bananas in Mario Kart, homing bottle rockets, flash bombs, and disruptors. Disruptors temporarily reverse the controls of any opponent hit by it. So that's actually, I like that actually. I like that a lot. It's a nap time? Yeah, get yourself a post-lunch nap, Johansson. Take it easy, man. And then we got a flash bomb. Temporarily blind anybody who happens to be nearby. Alright. Oh, you can change which gadget you use as long as you have enough gas for it by using the bumpers. Okay. A button is your power slide button. Got it. So that's going to be important for me because the bike I'm using right now has no handling. Shout out to my dad, always mowing the lawn while I'm doing things. Or while I'm streaming. Like every week, consistently. That's another thing we can talk about, but I'll get into the game in a sec. Let me just pack all this back up. So I was, always frozen, never fresh, exactly. I actually completely forgot what I was going to talk about already. My brain is entirely fried this week. I have been kind of sleep deprived since, like, Thursday. Unfortunately. I just, like, I couldn't. Yeah. Oh, that's what I was going to talk about. So I was actually, so I was driving home on Thursday from work, and I got a call, from, or I got a call from a sales rep at Sweetwater. For anybody who doesn't know, Sweetwater is a site that sells a lot of audio gear, professional audio gear, music stuff. And about 6 or 8 months ago, I bought a keyboard, a musical keyboard for my ex from there. And so the guy was calling and saying like, "Hey, we remember you, or we noticed that you bought this. We just wanted to check in and see if everything was still working all right, if you were enjoying the product." I was like, "Well, actually," and then I explained the situation. They're like, "Ah, okay." And I was like, "You know what? I'm actually looking. I do a lot more stream stuff. I do a lot more like home audio, like almost broadcast stuff." And he's like, "All right, cool." And we started talking about that for a little bit. So that made me feel a little bit better. But that was a weird conversation to have on the way home. Especially since I was just thinking about that keyboard as I was driving home. And then that call happened. It was a very bizarre occurrence. This slaps. This music slaps. There is a boost mechanic. Sweet. Nice job, King. This is maybe not the bike for this course. I'm learning how to drift again, guys. I like the sound that the drifting makes. It sounds like wind blowing through like a small space. Keytar. I would buy a keytar. I would enjoy a keytar. The problem being I don't have any keyboard experience. I played guitar for years, but that doesn't really translate to a keytar, you know? Ah. Wow, those flash bombs. Oh, and they make a noise too. That's bad. That's annoying. Thanks for the boost, bud. By the way, whenever I don't know what to make a character sound like, they sound like Yogi Bear, pretty much. It's just what they go to immediately. This game visually doesn't look half bad. No, it actually looks fine. And it's fun. I'm enjoying myself. This guitar solo's a little out there. Go off, I guess, man. Fuck it. No, like, this is actually a lot of fun, genuinely. I'm actually enjoying myself with this. This doesn't feel like horrible. It doesn't control the best, but it's responsive. Flake, the keyboardist for Rammstein, occasionally joins the band at the front of the stage. Does he use a guitar? No, he just holds the keyboard. That's a fucking real Chad right there. Come on, man. There we go. The cones are weird in that they're oddly flexible, but they don't work that well. For like, you can get stuck on them real easy. Yeah, I've never really been into Rammstein, unfortunately. That sort of industrial sound usually doesn't appeal to me super heavily, but like, that's fucking cool. Like, I love seeing stuff like that, like people just being like doing wild shit on stage, because it's about, whenever you see somebody doing wild on stage like that, they're not just like playing the music. These aren't just like people who make music. These are people who are trying to put on a good show for you. Yeah, there's cone physics. Oh, we got the disruptor. Can you let me back? There we go. Longest wheelie. Personal best. I wasn't really trying to do a wheelie, but okay. I guess. I haven't bothered with any of the shortcuts for this track, but I think it'd be too confusing. I'd probably get confused and like run off the track. These tracks aren't terrible either. Their stage shows and theatrics and pyrotechnics are amazing. I like their music too. Their new album is very good. Yeah, like they definitely seem like a band that'd be really fun to go see live. That is a band where it's like, I don't even care for the music that much, but I wouldn't mind going to see it live, you know? Oh, he's beating himself up about it. The king is beating himself up. Repeat, the king is beating himself up. Alright, tournament points. We're first, Whopper Jr. is second. By the way, you guys gotta see Whopper Jr. in this game. Whopper Jr. is literally just a Whopper. Like, it's a dude in a Whopper suit. Like, it's like a teenager in a Whopper suit on a fucking pocket bike. It's very silly. What else happened this week? There's been a bunch of, like, little stuff happening this week. I'm slowly working on world building for a, well, it's just role-playing. It's just a role-playing session that me and my friends are doing right now. It might end up becoming some sort of tabletop role-playing campaign, but for the moment, it's just us doing role-play stuff because we all really like the things that I've been making for this world. It's just kind of nice to be getting back into world building again because I thoroughly enjoy it. I really enjoy world building a lot. The problem is, I just don't always, like, have the energy, and especially not so much recently. Like, just, you know, I mean, like, life's a lot, man. Crazy shit keeps happening. Still gotta deal with work and a bunch of other stuff. Like, there's just a lot going on. This is actually a kind of sick course. I can imagine there's probably issues if you fall off it, but this is pretty sick. And once again, the music here actually is really good. This is like a mid-late 2000s game. It feels like a 90s, like Tony Hawk game. Like, just with the actual, like, songs that are playing right now. Also, because this is a late 2000s game and not a 90s game, it doesn't have Dragula by Rob Zombie, which is on every fucking racing game from the mid to late 90s and early 2000s. Is this the Sneak King construction site? Yeah, probably. We're just up in the actual construction rather than fucking around in the, Or no, I'm sorry, this is after the time skip. This is after the time skip, after the construction site's been getting built for a few months. Look at that, that was like a solid 30 FPS there. Probably 60, actually. Yeah, Rob Zombie's Dragula. Okay, Zero, I love... I don't mind Rob Zombie. I am so sick to bastard death of hearing Dragula because it is on every fucking soundtrack from the 90s and 2000s. Like, it's on Gran Turismo 2. It's on what is it? Destruction Derby. It's on, I think, pretty much every Twisted Metal game. Just start listing off games and from racing games, car games from the late 90s. Oh, this one's only got 2 laps. Oh no. Okay, we're good. I clutched it at the end. It's on so many fucking games. I don't know why. It was not in Rush 2 as far as I know. Fair. I'm not as familiar with that one. That was pretty sick. I like that. Okay, you know what I like about this? The placement of these, little, things to build up meter. Oh, you can jump that. Ow. I didn't want to fire that, goddammit. But yeah, there's a ton of games that exists in. Like, that song is just in, and it's mildly annoying. King, come on, man. You know better than that. You gotta go in, out, in. Or rather, out, in, out. Sorry, I got it backwards. Maybe that's why we've been doing bad. Have I been going out? Have I been going in, out, in all my turns? Because that'd be a problem. Man, Whopper Jr. You know, it's always a little bit sad when your kids surpass you, but it's always a rewarding experience too, you know? It means that the king did good. Fantasy Ranch, as opposed to Fantasy Ketchup. Actually, here's a thought for you guys. So I was talking with a friend of mine. So anybody who doesn't know, personally, I'm not a huge fan of traditional JRPGs. The main reason for that being, not that I don't like slower games, not that I don't like games that have a ton of story or like, you know, whatever. The problem is, and it took me a while of talking with somebody who's like actively into game design to really like figure this out. The reason I don't like a lot of turn-based games is because a lot of the games that I've played have really bad fights. So when you do a JRPG fight, right, it's turn-based, which means you have time to think about a strategy. That means that the only time when a JRPG encounter is bad is when there is no strategy. When the strategy is just hit the attack button and win, or do X and win every time. And you don't have to worry about, oh, my opponent's doing this, what about this? Which is why I like Paper Mario. Well, I've only played the Thousand Year Door, but that's why almost everybody, like, almost anybody who's into JRPGs will universally agree that Paper Mario and Paper Mario the Thousand Year Door have some of the best goddamn combat. This is a hell of a track. I like this a lot. Somebody went through the effort to make this. But like, what I'm learning is that like a lot of the traditional like JRPG combat doesn't have to be bad, but unfortunately a lot of it doesn't require a ton of thought because the games either because the mechanics in the games themselves are kind of broken or some other reason. Man, okay, this is just the track where you get fucked for everything you do, huh? Yeah, I'm probably gonna replay Thousand Year Door at some point soon with Luke, maybe. We might be playing Thousands of Doors. So heads up on that one. We might be playing Book of Mario Thousands of Doors. But, yeah, the reason why Paper Mario works so well is because the numbers are small, so they're easily understandable, and the fights have interactability, and your strategies actually matter. It's not just equip the strongest thing and hit the attack button. It is, you have to think about all of your combat. Like, you have to think about combat. You have to think about what you're doing in a specific scenario. Mario and Luigi had superb turn-based combat. Yeah, like, there's plenty of good RPGs out there that have good combat. The problem is I've been finding I usually find the ones that are crap. Look, all I'm gonna say is that I played Aragon for the Game Boy Advance. It's not a good game. Just say it. It's just not. And that's okay. I still love it, but it's bad. Oh good, there's walls over everything too, so you can't just go out of bounds. I'm catching this bitch. Oh god damn it, who hit me with a reversal? You don't need to just sit there and wait for the enemy to hit you. You can do something. Yeah, you can guard, you can like super guard, you can fucking, like, there's so many things you can do. And I know I just listed off like the two major things, but also like even when you're attacking, you're not just watching the attack animation. There's action commands, there's shit like that. And it's not like Final Fantasy VII where you just use Knights of the Round and then wait like a minute and a half for the fucking thing to happen again. Oh, they fell off. I like the boost mechanic, but it's a little bit jank. Oof. Come on. Take them good lines, King. You know better. Out, in, out. Come on, bud. Yeah! Mario's of the block. Yeah. But I mean, like, in Paper Mario in particular, like, it's actually, the battles are really engaging, and it's not just in the sense of strategy. There's things to do the entire time. That was pretty fun. I had a good time with that. We got first. Alright, so we got a new bike. And we unlock the next standard race. Ultimate Cone Trial. I'm curious as to what this is. We're gonna take the Little Dipper. You know what, do we want to take... No, we gotta take Bip as Ming out. Bip as Ming. Alright. We'll use the Rumbler for this. We're in the parking lot. I don't know what this does. I don't know what the Ultimate Cone Trial is. Downhill skiing. Okay, so you have to go through all the gates. So I'd imagine if you miss a gate, then it gives you like an extra time penalty on the end. Mug. Hey, Smommy. How you doing? Hope you're feeling all right. Yeah, we're playing some Pocket Bike Racer today. But yeah, I got on a whole rant with my friend about just like talking about video game design and how like JRPGs can be really good, and they can also be really shit. And then we were talking about, because the whole reason we brought up Paper Mario in the first place is because people were talking about the Origami King. People were talking about Paper Mario and the Origami King, which is more of just like a puzzle game than a turn-based strategy game. I'm exhausted, but I finally watched a movie. Hell yeah! What movie? Oh, wait, is this like... Oh, this could be weird. Mine. What the fuck? Okay, so it's just go through all of the gates as quickly as possible, but as soon as somebody goes through a gate, it deactivates for a little bit. Me and the chicken have the same idea. So do they just come back up at random? Because that's kind of annoying. Oh, and you can use the missiles to knock people back. It's a weird turn-based puzzle game, yes. Which is admittedly not my thing, and I'm not super interested in it, but... So it's whoever gets to 20 gates first. Tales of Arise has insanely good combat. It's hard across the board, but the bosses take the cake. Specific strategies are essential, and most of them charge a one-shot move when they get low on HP. So it's like playing Granblue occasionally. Got it. Granblue can be absolutely fucking miserable sometimes. Like, the amount of... It's not even necessarily... Some of the bosses are just straight up bullshit, but they've been getting way better with that recently. The problem with Granblue is more just... time. Like, it's just a gigantic time sink. Because it's a mobile game, obviously. So, of course, they're going to make it a time sink. Oh, I didn't even see that shortcut up there. Oh, that didn't count. I went over the fucking cone. Damn it. Why does the title say 612? Good question. If I knew, I would tell you. It's probably because I just forgot to change it. I can fix that, I guess. Give me a sec. It's what, the 19th? I think that I copied over something. Anyway, it's fixed, I think. When you're looking for that extra bit of speed, use your cone energy to boost by pressing B. Also, they just called it cone energy, which I think the worst possible name for this. Just saying. So I guess we're just doing the entire... So it's the same, like, 5 courses, and they've just got different, like, game modes set up, which is fine. I don't mind that. I saw Uncharted very legally. Was it any good? Very legally. Man, I almost want to go watch Like a Dragon again. I have watched that movie like 3 times in the past like 4 months. Because I keep finding groups of friends, and we're just like, alright, what do you want to do? Let's watch a movie. And I'm like, okay, and I show them the movies that I have, and they're like, what's that? And I'm like, oh, here we fucking go. Stop! You violated the law! I don't know how I feel about this game mode, considering it kind of like... It promotes... knowing where all the things on the track are. So it promotes track knowledge. Oh, that counts as an out? Okay. That's weird. And it put me ahead of everybody, which is even weirder. Sully's casting was awful, but the movie was a good watch. I wish it were a bit longer and the budget was bigger. Fair. That's pretty much every video game movie, though, isn't it? Oh, Whopper Jr., man. He's gonna get him. Okay, so your acceleration appears to also be, like, determining, like, what your boost is. I've been interested in watching Uncharted. Yeah, definitely a big air. There we go. Your boost gauge definitely helps determine your, or your acceleration definitely determines how much boost you get on a cone boost. I'm gonna start coming up with speedrunner. I'm assuming that somebody's done speedruns of this before, but I'm gonna start coming up with my own speedrunner lingo for shit when we're playing it. We're just gonna call all of this shit a speedrun. The Ace Attorney movie was legitimately A, very good, and B, an absolute acid trip. I mean, yeah, that's kind of how the Yakuza movie is. It just also happens to be accurate in the case of the Yakuza movie. Like, incredibly accurate to the actual series. Oh, I did a stoppie. Let's go. I would recommend it. It does not deserve the negativity it gets. Yeah, I always hate when movies end up with a ton of negativity that they don't really need. Like, things can just be bad, but you can still enjoy them. Or, like, even just, like, enjoying bullshit is fun. I think people have, like, almost forgotten that things can be low quality and enjoyable at the same time. Not everything needs to be super high quality. Then again, I don't know, maybe that... There's a couple things that could be causing me to think that. It could just be the internet as a whole. Internet culture has been, like, merging with contemporary IRL culture for a while now, especially since pandemic hit. And everybody's just gotten really absorbed in being online. So it could be possible that people just feel like being critics more often because of that. It could be just people have always been like this and I haven't seen it as much. Man, where are all the gates? They're all being activated before I can see them. We're just gonna have to, like, farm these shits, huh? Fortunately, the AI doesn't seem to be very good at doing this either. Like, these streams are crap, man. They're low quality. I don't give a shit if you call my streams low quality. You can call them whatever the fuck you want. I do not give a flying shit. I am still streaming, and that is all I really care about. You can tell people are overreacting when the Rotten Tomatoes viewer score is 50% higher than the critic score. Oof. Yeah, that's a little silly. As in 50%, and 50% as in 40 to 90, not actually 50% higher. Yeah. Yeah, no, I know what you mean. I mean, to be fair, that is still 50%. Right? Yeah, that's still a 50%, but I get what you mean. I don't know how to actively, like, try to do a stoppie. Yeah, the AI for these things is not... These bikers' AI is not very good. There's no way to check a scoreboard mid-match, though. Or mid-race. Which is weird, because that was really, like, prevalent for this, this era of game. Just being able to check menus, like, mid-game. Get to be a hardcore gamer. There we go. They only got 13. Man. Alright, King's Garden. Slam on the brakes to perform a stoppie. Keep it up for more than half a second to unlock an achievement, but a true pocket biker does it for the thrill, not the achievement. Facts. That's why I never go for achievements in any game ever, unless, like, it's... So, achievements are weird for me. I hate being an achievement hunter. I don't like doing that. That's boring to me. It's silly. Frankly, I just don't like it. Not to say that it's not an impressive thing, and people shouldn't do it, and shouldn't be proud of when they get achievements in games, but, like, the only game that I have ever 100%ed... achievement-wise, has been Redout, and that's just because I played that game to fucking death. Speaking of which, Redout 2 released on Thursday to very middling reviews. Very mixed reviews as far as I can tell, so that's a little disappointing. I haven't played it myself yet, but I was very excited for that game, so... It's a bit of a shame, I suppose. I like it when achievements are funny and or easy to get, like some of the ones in Civ 6. Yes. It's good when they're, like, achievements shouldn't be something you have to go out of your way for unless, unless that's the point of the achievement, you know? If the point of the achievement is get 100% of X things in the game, sure, fuck it. That's fine, there's nothing wrong with that. At the same time, there's only, like... Yeah, at the same time, I don't think that it's, I don't like achievement hunting in the sense that I don't feel like 100%ing a game gives you anything that you wouldn't have already gotten out of a game, you know? Give me that. See, one over here. Give me that. Give me this one again. Extending the olive branch. Make a peace deal while you're giving or receives olives. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's a good achievement. Bad achievements would be things like get 100% of the items in the game. By the way, if you missed any of these, because if you missed any of these before X point in the story, then suddenly you can't do them anymore, and you have to restart the entire save file. That's what I was talking to. I was talking with Jeff Astopheles, and he was talking about Star Ocean, and there's an achievement in Star Ocean. A couple achievements in Star Ocean where if you don't do them before a certain point in the story, you basically have to replay the entire story again. And that's in addition to already having to replay the entire story again to get all the achievements. What was wrong with Redout 2? I didn't look into the reviews super heavily. I haven't played it myself, so I can't, like, confirm what exactly was wrong. Maybe I'll do, like, a stream of that at some point, and we can sit and talk about it. I feel like that could be fun. Just blind run in, because I do want to pick it up. I do want to pick up Redout 2 still, it's just I haven't yet, because I have other priorities, unfortunately, including getting Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines again, this time through GOG, so that I just have, like, the actual files, and I can just mess with those instead of having to go through Steam and all of the bullshit that Steam on Linux invokes. I'm just gonna farm these, I guess. Oh, so hits, I think, means the number of times that you hit on the cone. So if you, like, slam into a cone too hard. There's one in Ace Attorney you get for having an argument about the differences between spades and shovels in every chapter. Amazing. Oh, yeah. So it doesn't count. Neat. I actually like that. In Ark, most of the achievements are things that go for anyway, like tame at least one creature or reach max level. Yeah, exactly. Like, it's one thing to do stuff like that. When they put achievements that are so far out of the way where it's like, hey, you have to go do this, that's when I tend to get a little bit annoyed. They're not all bad by any means. Like, there's not all of those, like, crazy achievements are bad. Some of them are funny, especially if it's something that you would never expect to be doing. As long as the game tells you that you need to go do it, or the achievement tells you need to go do it, it's fine. This game's music's actually pretty good. I'm kind of impressed. Whoever did the music for this, cheers, man. You did a good job. Mascot Jr. Win a race with each of the BK characters to unlock this achievement. Oh, okay. Do X thing at Y coordinate under Z conditions at X point in the story. Yeah, if there's an achievement that tells you to do that and you want to be an achievement hunter and go do that, great. Otherwise, don't put anything ridiculous behind it, please. That's really annoying. Going back really quick to what I was saying about audio stuff earlier. Yeah, so I got a call from a guy at Sweetwater, and I told him, look, man, I'm going on vacation. I don't know how long I know how long I'm gonna be gone, but I don't know how much I'm gonna spend, so we'll have to look at my budget after that. And he was like, yeah, sure, I can call you back next month. And I was like, all right, great. So maybe next month we're finally getting a new audio setup. I'll finally get an audio interface. How did I hit a cone there? What the fuck? That sucked. That didn't count because I went too high. Doing this achievement unlocks an entire different ending for the story. So if you have to do it, you have to beat the game fully. Also, you have to beat the game twice because you need to get both endings to get the true ending. Shit like that, it's like, why? I get it. Like, some people do enjoy that sort of thing, and it's not entirely bad. I just don't like it, man. It's frustrating. Yeah, true end is locked. So, yeah, so W achievement, or to W achievement. Yeah, you, like, need to do this thing to get the full achievement. Stuff like that. It's just kind of like, alright, why? It's very arbitrary and doesn't really add any... Especially if it doesn't add anything to the story. If it's just some, like, minor switch that happens to cause a major thing in the story, that's dumb to me. That was really fast. If it's the true ending, I should be able to do it the first time around. You should be able to do it the first time around, with the caveat that, okay, one of my favorite things that, well, one of my favorite and least favorite things is when a game saves right before the final boss and then lets you do everything again from right before the final boss. So if you beat the game, beat the final boss, get an ending, go do the other thing you need to unlock the separate ending, that's great. That's perfect. That's honestly the way that I would prefer that being done, because having to play through an entire game twice, experiencing this more or less the same story, is silly. Now, if the story were to entirely change and branch off and be a completely other section of the game, like, say, Nier Automata, that'd be different. That'd be okay. But if it's literally just, hey, by the way, you need to do this one arbitrary thing and it happens to change the ending... What? Just what? I'm still thinking about microphones now, because I cannot look at audio equipment without going down a gigantic rabbit hole. Anytime I look at anything to do with stream, I will go down a rabbit hole and start researching things and being like, what's good? What's this? You know, what are, like, all my options for, like, this thing? So, like, my microphone, I was thinking about microphones. I have a couple different options. Obviously, Shure SM7B, almost everybody uses it. It's a good broadcast mic. It has good noise rejection. It's high quality. I've also been looking at the Earthworks Icon Pro, which is a condenser microphone, like my Yeti, which means that I get a more true-to-life sound. However, I would run into an issue of it's a condenser microphone and picks up everything under the fucking sun. Chrono Trigger is completely different from what I've heard. Yeah, I'm not familiar with Chrono Trigger at all. It's not a series that I've really looked into. God damn it. I would actually really like to play, I would love to be able to sit down and probably play through Xenoblade 1, or at least watch somebody play through that game. I tried playing through it ages ago, and actually I can pick up a copy of it on the Wii now, and it's not going to be exorbitantly expensive. I don't think that I want to play Xenoblade Chronicles 2. And I don't think that I really want to play 3, is from the little bit that I've seen. Anything is an upgrade to the Yeti. Hey, this thing actually works pretty fucking well. For as much as I sit and bitch about it, this is a damn good microphone. Like, I've used this for 5 years, man. Aside from the fact that it picks up a shit ton of sound, which is what condenser microphones are supposed to do anyway, it's good. I just need a different microphone. That's my issue. I need a different microphone. Oh, we got some audio delay now. Hardcore racing. Just about good old-fashioned bike racing. Gotcha. So this is the standard racing mode. No gadgets, no cones, so it's just race faster. It's a good mic. It's just advertised for beginners, but it requires a lot of setting changes and configuration. Yeah, so beginners use it, and then they don't know how to set it up, and then they get frustrated, and then they give up, and then they stop streaming. Which is wrong. I agree. Yeah. This is the one thing. Look, man, I'm still in the middle of editing this fucking microphone video, and I really want to do it, but I've not had the energy recently. What I'm probably going to do is I'm probably going to put out a couple videos on how to set up your microphone and how to, like, how to set up your microphone and how to choose the right microphone for you. I've already got the how to choose the right microphone for your video. I've got all the footage. I just need to fucking edit it. And I have just not had the energy. I was going to edit it this weekend, and I ended up not doing that because I had a lot of trouble sleeping the past couple days, and I was not able to focus on editing. I've had a lot of trouble focusing on much of anything the past few days, admittedly. Alright, so that's just like an explicitly worse route to take unless there's a shit ton of people in front. But yeah, like, Blue Yetis are perfectly fine microphones, but they're not good for streaming. They are not a streaming microphone, period. Condenser microphones should not be used for streaming. Unless you really know what you're doing and you're in a well sound-treated room. If you're in a room that has a ton of noise and a ton of, like, background whatever, whether it's my dad mowing the lawn outside, for example, or, like, you know, people running around the apartment or whatever, like, it's a frustrating thing, you know? And so, like, it's hard to set it up, you know? Like, these things just pick up a ton of noise, and so they're bad for streaming because of that reason. Because with live streaming, unlike recording, you can't do multiple takes. You get whatever footage you get, and that's it. And it's just there. So realizing that, I think the thing you need to do is usually pick up a dynamic microphone. I purposefully pulled an all-nighter so I can actually sleep before my shift tomorrow. Fair enough, man. Good luck on the shift. But yeah, world's most expensive condenser mic, you can hear the sun. I mean, a more expensive condenser microphone doesn't necessarily mean that you pick up more noise. Condenser microphones are sensitive on purpose so that they can pick up what's called accurate to life sounds, as opposed to distorting the sound in a way. Whereas dynamic microphones are generally known for what's called coloring a voice a certain way, which is why broadcast, like radio announcers and stuff, always sound a certain way. Because most of them are using broadcast microphones like the Shure SM7B, which is a extremely popular broadcast microphone. But I usually want to pick up a condenser microphone because it makes sure that it picks up my entire voice. So I would want something like the Earthworks Icon Pro, which I really want to get, because one, it looks pretty as fuck. Two, it's good for sitting away from your mouth a little bit further. And so it's nicer because I don't have to have it quite as close. Like, normally if you were, so I can sit 6 inches away from this thing and it picks up my voice just fine and I don't have to yell. If I were sitting a little bit further along, if I were sitting a little bit further back from the, excuse me. If I were sitting like a foot back from a dynamic microphone and tried talking at this volume, it probably wouldn't pick me up very well, if at all. Or at the very least, it would make my voice sound significantly different than what it actually sounds like to the human ear. So there's a lot that goes into it, man. Microphones are very complex and they're designed for specific purposes. My cheap microphones are multi-purpose. Mine picks up radio stations. Hey, my like $500 fucking guitar amp picks up radio stations if I wanted to. Audio equipment's just sensitive, man. It's just what it do. Technically, you can do different takes. Just stop stream and restart from the beginning. That is true. You could do that. That is an option. You were not wrong, Walker Pierce. But I want to get an Earthworks Icon Pro, I think, mostly because I like how it looks, and also because it's a small diaphragm condenser microphone that I can sit further away from my mouth and still get a pretty decent sound, so I don't have to have the mic in frame like I always do here. But this one I have it in frame because, I don't know where the fuck I'm going. For this one I have it in frame because if I put it too far away, I have to turn the gain up a little bit more, and that's when I start running into issues with getting a ton of extra noise in the background. But for the most part, it's fine. I'm like no-braining this so hard right now. God damn it, the king took the shortcut. He's gonna take first. We gotta catch him, guys. We gotta get the king. We can't let him have it his way. We gotta have it our way. You gotta have it your way. Registered trademark. I really love this guitar solo because it's so fucking off. This dude really just went hard. Must have mic in frame. Some people do like seeing the mic in frame. Yeah, I'm not saying it's like a bad thing. It's more of a stylistic choice, but it's also something that is going to be affected by the type of microphone that you pick up, you know? And it depends on the content, too. For live streaming, yeah, of course you're going to have the fucking mic in the frame. It's like you're doing a radio show. Like, of course the mic is going to be in the fucking frame. That's fine. That's a good loop. I like that. Alright, so, I like how it just repeats the song over and over, rather than, like, trying to, like, do any sort of dynamic, music. Then again, I guess dynamic music may have been a thing a little bit after this. POV, people could see you use a snowball. Ugh, it's terrifying. Snowballs are okay. They're very okay. I believe they're actually dynamic microphones, but they're not very good quality. Now, I'm saying this as an audio file. Usually it's fine. You're on a fucking stream. It's not like you're recording a goddamn... Like, it's not like you're doing studio recording with a fucking snowball. If you are, I would recommend picking up another microphone. But, as it is, yeah, it's fine. Nothing wrong with a snowball? Yeah. Blue Snowball is a perfectly fine microphone. Hell, I used some, like, cheap-ass, like, $20, like, direct plug-in to the 3.5mm jack microphone for the longest time, and it was okay. It wasn't good, and I didn't know how to make it so that my audio wasn't peaking constantly. Look at my... There's a clip on my Twitch channel. It's one of the first things... It's one of the first clips on the channel, and it's just me playing fucking Spyro, looking dead as hell. And the only reason I haven't erased it is because I keep looking back at it and I'm like, that's what I used to fucking stream like. But round. Yes. Big round. Nothing wrong with the round microphone. It's fun. Hell, I mean, like, if you want to take all the bits and bobs out of a microphone, you can put them in a different capsule. If I really wanted to piss everybody off here, I would take the guts out of this Blue Yeti and then put, like, professional microphone stuff in the Blue Yeti. I don't know, maybe the capsule for this thing is pretty good. I'm not entirely sure. Like, the problem is all these microphones are designed, like, in a vacuum, so to speak. And so it's always kind of weird to hear about, like, you ever think about, like, what if we changed the capsule on this microphone? Would that... It would significantly change the sound quality of the microphone, but would it be for the better or worse? You know? That ramp feels like the most useless ramp ever. Unless you're, like, boosting, I guess. Took it too tight. Gotta get the clean lines, guys. That's what it's all about, clean lines. Take an SM7B and put the parts into a shotgun mic. That'd be awful. Shotgun mics are specifically designed, like, in a way that they cancel a lot of the audio coming in from the sides, which means that you would basically be getting a Shure SM7B that has way more sound rejection than it needs to. I see no issues with this plan. I'm sure that somebody has done something like that. In a vacuum, no one can hear you stream. I mean, nobody can hear shit in a vacuum. Partially because their brain's probably getting pulled out of their fucking ears because it's a vacuum. But, you know, as you do. I was listening to some... I cannot tell you what this is from. But I was listening to something where it was like this person made a book that told a bunch of stories about, like, what would happen to, like, supposedly what would happen to humans as we, like, started to, like, venture through the stars, and they started talking about, like, how humans would develop differently on different planets, and one of them was like, so there's probably some humans that, like, you know, would be exiled or otherwise were, like, trying to run from stuff, and they would like develop out in like low gravity situations where there's not a ton of air pressure, you know, out in like asteroid fields and stuff. And it was like, what if they propelled themselves with their farts? Because, you know, gas. And I was like, a little weird, but yeah, that's something that could happen, I guess. I realize it's a very weird conversation for stream, but you know what? I'm just kind of doing, like, stream of consciousness today. I'm not trying to do some big, crazy event here. Winston is on the last lap. I didn't know the monkey was in this game. Who put the monkey in here? But yeah, this is, like, very much just gonna be a kind of chill vibe. Eat a lot of Taco Bell before you head into space. Yeah, exactly. Well, the idea is that you probably wouldn't waste gas using, like, burps or anything. Your digestive system would probably change. Or, hell, if we get to that point, you could probably change yourself a little bit in order to make that more viable, you know? I am so far ahead of, like, everybody else. I'm gonna do a stoppie here. Taco Bell isn't that bad. I like Taco Bell. Yeah, just in case. You never know. No, I like Taco Bell. Taco Bell's fine. What the monkey doing? Yeah, exactly. This one's probably going to be a little bit hard at the beginning. I vote that I vote that I'm going to try and finish these last two. I don't know what you guys want me to do. Do you guys want me to keep playing after this? I'm going to finish this one and then the other race style at 50cc. Maybe we can pick this up next week. If you guys want to see that. Yeah, Taco Bell's fine. The quality of the meat itself is not very good, but, like, who cares, man? If it makes you happy and it's not making you sick, who cares? Do what you want. But yeah, I'm a little low energy, so I'm thinking maybe finish this one in the next, or the last, like, racing style, and then we can pick this up maybe next week, or we could do something else next week. I don't know. Whatever you guys want to try and do. I'm down for whatever. Also, the audio is slightly delayed. I don't know if it's delayed for you guys, but it's delayed for me on my end. And I'm just realizing that. Oh, what? Fucking bullshit. I'm in. This game sounds funny. Yeah. 150 in this game sounds funny? Yeah, let's go. 150 in this game sounds funny, but I have to unlock it, which is a little bit unfortunate. That being said, this is a good Mario Party, or this is a good Mario Kart clone. Take a nap, leave stream running? No, I'm not sleeping on camera. I've also, unfortunately, got other things that I want to be doing today, including just laying down. Not on camera. Or on stream. Also, it's Father's Day. And my dad promised he would help me install my fucking shelf. I got a drawer. I got, like, slides for a drawer and a piece of wood, and my dad said he's gonna help me put it in my desk so I can put my keyboard underneath my desk in a slide-out drawer, and that way I don't have to worry as much about, like, desk space. And I can actually, like, put things up here. So I'm kind of excited about that, and it'll give me a little bit of an excuse to, like, move things around some. And then I might just play a game for myself, honestly. I've been playing through Castlevania Curse of Darkness off stream. Been playing some Grand Blue. I've been playing Flight Rising. Smommy knows what that is. The funny dragon game. It's like a browser. Like it's like Neopets basically. It's just a bunch of mini games. Oh yeah, you guys have families. Kind of cringe. Yeah, unfortunately. Look, I can't say that I always particularly like my dad. He sometimes acts like a fucking 5-year-old, but he's not a bad guy. Even though I sound pained saying that. And I'm gonna at least try and help him have a good day if he wants it. He seems to have had a good start at the very least. Bubsy 2. Yes, I could go get the fucking... I definitely could go get the, ooh, excuse me. I could go get the Genesis and we could play some Bubsy 2. Alright, I'll tell you what. The 100cc track should be faster, right? Because you're moving faster, so they should be shorter. Why don't we just do standard race 100cc, and then we'll see if we can get to standard race 150cc. Good people do bad things sometimes. Cheers to that one, man. Good people do bad things, bad people do good things. Life is very confusing, and nobody knows what the hell's going on. We're all... Anybody who considers themselves an adult is probably lying and doesn't really know what the fuck they're doing. Those are the big secrets to life, kids. Just saying. Yeah. That's fine. I guess I just don't win this one. Man, I gotta restart now. Can't lose a race. What the fuck? In this video, we lock our friend in a sensory deprivation tank. Let's see what happens. Yeah, exactly. It's my favorite kind of video, right? The ones where you just torture your friends just to see what happens. I am an adult by law and nothing else. Yes. Ooh, we are tied with the king. This last race settles it, guys. We gotta beat the king. We absolutely have to beat the king. I do admittedly like racing sims. I still have Gran Turismo 2. Hell, I could play that on stream at some point, although that's not really a good stream game. At least not in the sense that, like, that's a game that people come to watch stream for. That's a game that I'm playing and talking, and also, you know, stream is going on. But, yeah. I really do like games that are just like, here's a pure racing game. There's no, like, weird power-ups or, like, other stuff you have to contend with. There's no boost pads or anything. Or if there are boost pads, it's something like F-Zero, where that's the entire game. It's just boosting. Redout, F-Zero. I don't like Wipeout nearly as much as I like those two games. But I like racing sims too, because it's just interesting to see, like, how well you can actually do, like, with cars, you know? Like, what's your skill, I guess. Superior Sovereign. Yes, we must become the Sovereign. We cannot let him win. We must defeat the Sovereign, guys. I need all of your energy. Send me your energy. GTA is a surprisingly good racing game. If you ignore how horribly balanced the vehicles are. Oh, yeah. I mean, arguably, same thing with Halo. There's some really funny Halo racing tracks where everybody's just on mongooses. Mongoose. That is not the correct plural. But it is the funniest plural. The good news is this track is about cornering. And I'm not awful at cornering. There's a lot of tech that makes the game more fun than just drive here or you to lose. Yeah, exactly. No, and I get that. And there are some games where it is fun to just see, like, what weird tech people use. Also, there's no shadows for the actual course. They didn't bother putting any sort of, like, shadows for the course, or even baking them in. I bet you can go in that mine. I don't want to try it on this particular race. Sending minus 30 energy points to Drama. What the fuck, man? I needed those. Mongoose over the road racing. See, look, that's what happens when you take away those energy points, man. I do have to say, it is really, like, I know a lot of streamers talk about, like, how hard it can be to, like, especially if they're not game streamers. A lot of streamers will say, like, I don't get how you guys play well in games and focus on things and also talk to chat. And I'm like, I don't fucking know either, man. I have no fucking clue how I manage this. Brake boosting is so much fun. You can hit speeds up to 500 miles per hour in a stock sports car if you do it right. Fucking amazing. I love shit like that, like just breaking a game outright. It's funny. Especially when the game's as broken as GTA 5. Speaking of which, guys, you hear all that news that we got about GTA 6 at E3? We got nothing. That was the joke. Not that I was really interested in it, but I do like keeping, like, very slight tabs on E3, just to see if there's anything that's remotely interesting for me. We have beat the Sovereign. We can now put him under the guillotine. Defeat the Sovereign! He was only like 3 seconds behind me. Now that's forever in racing terms, but compared to everybody else on the track. Subservient chicken with 1 point. I get a feeling they give everybody 1 point just so that they have it. What's E3? It's that thing that used to be where companies would go to take their games to talk about them, and now it's just a giant corporate chill. It was always a giant corporate chill, but people are realizing it now. GTA 6 is going to profit on day 1 of pre-orders. I'll give it day 2, but yeah, it's going to be very early. Whether that is good or bad is up to you. I'd argue it's bad. Don't pre-order games, guys. Okay? I just don't. And I know that sounds mean. Don't do it. I'm completely serious. Alright, let's do 100cc. Well, we were playing as the king. Why don't we play as... I don't even know who the fuck this is. Brooke Burke. But yeah, like... I don't think that pre-ordering games is a good idea for the most part. Yes, obviously they're doing pre-order bonuses as incentives so they can make more money off the game more quickly. And then not have to... Because if somebody pre-orders the game, they're basically basing everything off of either critical reviews or just a hope that the game is going to be good. Okay, that's their entire idea of what the game is going to be. Which is good for the company because it means that they're just making money. They're getting somebody who's promised to, like, give them money for this game that's not even released yet. But it's bad because it means that people aren't... It means that even if criticism for the game comes out after the fact, a lot of the time it doesn't matter. Unless it's an extenuating case like Cyberpunk 2077. Which was a whole other mess, unfortunately. Pre-ordering games means the devs don't have to try as hard because they can guarantee X amount of success without the game even being out. Exactly. I get it. No, I want... I don't pre-order much. I only pre-ordered Sunbreak because I was already sold. Yes. Yes. That's... I can accept that. But just pre-ordering a game because you want to play it day 1? No, that's stupid. Now, I think that Sunbreak is going to be pretty decent no matter what the fuck people do, admittedly. That's why they put out the demo as well. Plus, they put out a demo, which is great. Bunger King. Bunger Bing. How you doing, Queen Rowlet? So, real quick, guys. Okay, here's what I'm going to say. I want game devs to be paid more for doing less. Okay? Don't get me wrong. Game devs are... They get shafted. They are absolutely shafted most of the time. When it comes to like just making sure that they get what they need. They are overworked, they are underpaid, they don't get any benefits, they'll get stuck in crunch time. Like, game devs go through a lot of hell and don't get paid enough for it. However, pre-ordering games doesn't really help devs nearly as much as it helps the corporate assholes behind everything. Pre-ordering indie games? Sure. If you're confident they're going to come out, yeah, great. I want people to be paid more, period. Cheers to that one, man. I just want people to be like... I'm just saying, man, I'm a supporter of universal basic income. I am. I'm tired of seeing people get fucked over. Okay? And we have the means to do it. But unfortunately, the people in charge won't. At least not right now. Hey, Rowlet, I hope you've been doing well as well. I was just ranting for a minute, but I think we're good. I think we can go back to the game now. N64 era graphics with tight game concepts. Yeah. Honestly, I love a lot of the games have been taking up this sort of PS1, N64, like early 3D game retro style. It feels very good. That and a 4-day work week. I would love a 4-day work week. Look, I work from home 3 days a week. I would happily go into the office 3 days a week again. if it meant that we had a 4-day work week. I would not complain in the slightest. I don't even know who this is, for the record. I just, like, they gave me a name, and I don't even remember what the name is. Anyway, welcome to Burger King. Welcome to Burger King Pocket Bike Racing. Yeah, it's Pocket Bike Racing. I'm glad I got this working. We had some audio issues earlier, but they're fixed. We're good, I think. Yeah, I actually am enjoying this game. This game is genuinely fun. There's Xbox Live multiplayer, too. 9-day work week. Yes, let's go. 9-day work week. Also, goddammit. Oof. This dude, whoever's working the baselines for these tracks is, like, really fucking good. 24/7, 365, working. No breaks, you will not be paid. That's just what game dev is. That's what people trying to do indie game dev is. I have been following a person who's been trying to do indie game dev for a while. And unfortunately, they've just, like, they've been trying to do it solo. They've been trying to do it completely, like, grassroots indie, and it doesn't work, man. It's unfortunate, but it just doesn't work. I had a friend growing up who had one of these pocket bikes. I know a couple guys on this road that have these pocket bikes. Unfortunately, I think that they've crashed them a couple times. They're always funny, though. It's always funny to look at. I want to work an impossible amount of hours. Yep, that's game dev. I want to work an impossible amount of hours and promote my game and make the game and do all the assets for the game or hire out people to do it when I don't have a working budget in the first place. You know, these people trying to get money through, like, Patreon to support them, like, making a game. It's just ridiculous. The Unturned developer finally caved a few years ago and hired some staff. Yeah, good. Video games are hard to make, man. I know I sit here and shit on a lot of video games, but the way that I'm shitting on them, I still respect that there was a ton of effort put into them. And I say this, like, every week, but, like, this game is actually really good. I'm actually not complaining about it. It's fun. But I can't imagine the number of hours that even something like Bubsy 3D had put into it. That game was in development for, like, 3 years. At least. Like, you can only imagine how frustrating it must be to see that many hours go into a game that didn't sell well and was generally panned by, like, everybody. Excuse me. Yeah, you want to be called a greedy shill when it's your product, exactly. Yeah, shit on choices that were made and not the ones that didn't get a chance to be made, exactly. Let's go, longer wheelies. By the way, you can use all the, like, shields and items and shit, but it's easier to just use your fucking cone meter for boosting. That was way too much of a fucking term, but okay. But yeah, I agree, Swami. You don't shit on choices that didn't get the chance to be made by the developers. Shit on active choices that were made to make a game worse. Like, Y2K, or as I like calling it, Yeek, because one of my favorite Let's Players keeps calling it Yeek, has some really, really bad, weird design choices in it. At least from the bits that I've seen of the gameplay. Again, I'm not really a JRPG guy, so I doubt I'm ever going to play it, but I like the just, like, there's no void out or anything, it's just you teleport back onto the fucking track. See, now we're getting to the part where it's like a kart racer, where everything feels kind of unwieldy and not just slow. But yeah, there's plenty of, like, games where that I can think of where they just made really weird active choices in the development cycle. Games that have drop-down menus within drop-down menus can burn in hell. GTA Online. Oh, fair. They can occasionally be alright, but not if they're used to the extent that something like GTA Online would. Because that's not how you should be controlling a fucking game. You know? Whoa! I would like to come down now. It wasn't letting me go down. Alright, we're getting to the point where power slides have to start coming in sooner. And I actually have to, like, let go of the gas still. Maybe I should use the other bike. The other 100cc bike. Y2Nay. Yeah, exactly. Vroom vroom. But yeah, as far as, like, games, like, I don't know, man. Like I said, hundreds if not thousands of hours go. Well, usually thousands at least. Thousands if not tens of thousands of hours go into basically any game you ever see, period. So be nice to the developers. Unless they're being shitheads, that's a different scenario. But, like, the development of a video game is fucking hard, and as long as the guys aren't just con men trying to make a quick buck by making a shit game and promising way more than they should, respect them, man. It's so fucking hard. To be fair, Rockstar is a small indie studio with no money. Oh yeah, absolutely. You gotta be real with them. Rockstar is definitely a small indie studio that doesn't have any money whatsoever. I'm starting to get RSI in my pointer finger. Maybe we need to stop after this. The 1 hour indie game. You spend 1 hour on it. Not like the game takes 1 hour to complete. You spent an hour on the game. To be fair, some really good ideas can come out of game jams and stuff where you have like 3 days or like a week to like make a game with maybe a couple other people. You can get some really cool ideas out of those games. Hell, Yonoid 2. That was a game jam game. They ended up continuing with it after the fact, but it was a game jam game. It started off as a game jam game. I think they eventually just dropped out of the game jam. Because they were like, yeah, we're just going to finish this because this is cool. I need to get a clock in this room again. I want to get a, like a big VFD clock to put like over on the stand or over on my, probably not on the stereo actually, because that caused some electrical interference. But when I get like a big VFD clock or like a Nixie tube clock or some shit, to put in my room, because I took down, so I've had this same, I'll show it to you guys in a sec, but I've had this same, it was an old iHome LCD clock, with like an old plug for like old iPhones and iPods, like the old connector before the Lightning connector came out. It wasn't the FireWire connector though. It wasn't like the Gen 1 iPod connector. It was the like proprietary Apple connector that like a lot of the iPods and iPhones used. The Sussy Boys came out of a game jam. True. I didn't know that. At least I'm assuming it's true. But unless Alex is just lying to me, which wouldn't surprise me. We all know that Alex is prone to lying. I'm kidding. But yeah, I mean, like, I'd like to, going back to what I was saying a couple minutes ago, yeah, I have one of those old iHomes, and I took it down finally because I've had that thing literally since I moved into this house, which was, I was 12, so it's been 13 years. So yeah, I decided, or no, I'm sorry, no, I wasn't 12, I was in second grade, so I had to have been, what, 7, 8? Something like that. It's been like 18 years. I've had that thing most of my life. Point being. So I decided it was time to take it down finally. I don't have the iPod that goes to it anymore. I just used it as a clock, basically. It has a radio tuner and it has some speakers on it. It's not actually half bad sound quality out of it, but I figured it was time to take it down and probably put it away. I might keep it, I might not, I have no idea. But I'm gonna probably get like a nice little VFD clock or like a Nixie tube clock or something because I fucking love those designs. I love the look of Nixie tubes and VFDs and stuff like that. I've always wanted to make a game like Civ in a pixel art style with a proper tile height system. Fair. I mean, like, you can always just make an attempt. Like, I realize that game dev is something that's super hard to get into, and you really need some motivation, but, like, even just starting off in, like, fucking Unity or something, and then working from there, or like maybe finding a proper 2D engine. Like, obviously learning how to code and doing all that is hard. You know, you'd have to find art assets and sound and all this other shit. But like, the tools are out there now. They're a lot more accessible than they were a few years ago, so it's a lot easier to at least get into game design, even if making an indie game from scratch on, like, even if making an indie game from scratch as, like, your profession is not really super viable right now. Like, grassroots is, like, just not really doable. It'd be pretty sus to lie about that. It would. It would. Be very sus. I could learn to code fairly easily. I have experience with it. I just do not have the time right now. That's the thing, man. You also got to remember, like, I'm realizing this now. I have so many things I want to do in my life, and I think I figured out a lot of the things that I do want to do in my life, but now I'm trying to stretch myself too thin between them. So I think what I want to do is I want to keep streaming at least for a few years and just enjoy my time with that, and maybe work on some RPG stuff, and then maybe I'll try, you know, properly learning how to play guitar and keyboard and all this, maybe record some music later on in my life. You know, I'm only 24. I'm only 24. Next week I'm turning 25. Like, I'm not that old. I got time. So I think I've hit that point where I'm realizing, like, yeah, I don't have to do everything. There's so many things I want to do, and keeping track of all of them is hard. But I just realized this entire time I have not had this thing muted. Not like I think you guys could have heard it particularly well, but, you know. This is actually not a bad concept for a racing game. Like, I'll admit it. It's nice. It's fun. It's a good game. As somebody who's not typically into kart racers, this is really fun. Birthday boy. Yep, next week on Friday. Which I will hopefully be streaming for. I think I have Death Stranding queued up right now. Again, I apologize for having to cancel the Death Stranding stream on this past Friday. But, like, Thursday night, I went to bed at, like, midnight, which is, like, kind of normal for me. And then could not fall asleep. Or rather, no, sorry. I did fall asleep, and then I, like, woke up fucking exhausted for no good reason. Like, I was barely able to keep my head up most of the day. And I had work from home that day, thankfully, but, like, it was a wild day. I have no idea why I was so tired. So I, like, just sort of drifted by on work on Friday. Fucking disruptor. But yeah, so hopefully this Friday we'll have a little bit of a chill. I'll probably have a little bit of a chill with you guys. It might just be like a talk stream more than a Death Stranding stream. I'm willing to take my sweet time with that game, admittedly. Nice, dumbass. Gotta say, this is pretty unwieldy. Should have tried some drugs. I could have tried some drugs. I mean, the drug that of my choice was trying to use caffeine. That didn't really help much, admittedly. All caffeine really does is get my heart racing. It doesn't really give me a ton of energy. It just makes me feel like I'm having a fucking panic attack. And yet I still drink way too much of it, but, you know. Part of the reason why I don't like kart racing games is because items are extremely unpredictable. I understand that that's also the appeal of a kart racing game, because yes, the items are unpredictable, and therefore they can be a deciding factor in a match. Which means that people with lower skill levels and people with higher skill levels can still beat the shit out of each other. However, I don't like it that much. Oh, come on, the ramp threw me off. It bumped me off in the direction that I didn't want to go. But yeah, items are not something I'm particularly fond of in kart racers. Then again, I also play... What? I also say this, but I also enjoy playing Crash Team Racing, which is genuinely a fucking awful game. So, like, you know how in Mario Kart, they tried to set up the items so that when you're towards the back, you tend to get the more powerful items, and when you're towards the front, you tend to get weaker items? In Crash Team Racing, it's almost the opposite, where you tend to get more powerful items to keep yourself in front when you're at the front. Hell, if you were good enough online, before they patched the game, before they patched the Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled, before they patched Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled, I can speak, I swear. Before they patched it, you could literally outrace what the game's effective blue shell. You could like outrun it if you were fast enough and kept your boost going. Crash Bandicoot or Crash Team Racing is like it's a game that's very good at, if you're good at it, you're staying out in front. Like, it is a game that rewards skill, which is good, but also bad, you know? It's good that it rewards skill, but it's bad in a multiplayer setting because people of different skill levels suddenly, it's very obvious, and you're not going to be able to get ahead very easily. Lurk, I'm going to infinity and beyond. Yes, user has been lurking, or user is lurking quietly. Patiently, even. Oh, come on. Fucking AI. Racing in straight lines, being pieces of shit. Alright. Ow. My ears. I apologize to everybody who has to hear that beeping. I hope it's not too loud for you. I do like the firecracker, actually. I think it's not a bad idea. Blue. Anyway, how's everybody's weekend been? Hope you guys have been having a good one. Like I said, mine's mostly just been me, like, being very tired and potentially trying to catch up on sleep. And that's it. This is a shortcut. Sick. And a very powerful one. That's probably my own firecracker, I'm not gonna lie. Man, they are really good at sniping you with those disruptors, huh? I'm just gonna keep shields up the entire fucking time. I did actually go out and get some sushi yesterday. That was nice. I realized something recently, like, I'm realizing that Japanese food, not just sushi, but like pretty much any Japanese food, usually makes me feel pretty good. Like, it'll fill me up and it'll make me feel like full, but it won't make me feel overly full or bloated or heavy or tired. I was already tired yesterday, which is why I felt tired. And so I went and picked up some sushi yesterday, and it was nice, you know? Plus, I actually just really enjoy sushi. I like rice dishes, I like sushi, I like soup. I'm a simple man. Honestly, just toss some food in front of me, I'm usually good. Doesn't really matter what it is. Unless it's, like, absurdly spicy. Then I'm usually not really a fan, but I'll deal with it. Alright, so that was your 100cc. Let's see what 150cc looks like. So we've got the zipper for 150cc. Let's try the zipper. I haven't had good sushi in a while. There's a sushi place that opened up about 20 minutes from my house that I've been able to order from. They do it pretty well. It's definitely like still American-styled sushi where you've got the rice on the outside, and they've definitely got some like definitely more American-style things. They've got one, it's smoked salmon and cream cheese. It's pretty decent, actually. I wouldn't have expected that to work, but it's honestly pretty decent. But yeah, they especially so like I usually get takeout there, so it's not quite as like impressive looking, but they actually put out like full platters, like they do the full like the marble platters or whatever they are, whatever stone they are, like polished platters with like little designs on them in the sauce and like the different rolls everywhere. Like they actually like put a lot of effort into the presentation and it looks really good. That and they have good sake there, which I usually just grab a bottle. I'll just ask for a bottle to take home because I can't drink it while I'm there because I'm usually the one driving. Oh, that was a big dash, homie. This doesn't feel that much faster, but maybe it's just because we've been going up in increments. Yeah, this genuinely doesn't feel that much faster than the 100cc. But maybe it's a lot faster than the 50cc and we're just going up in increments. And I'm just like not realizing it. This is the speed where I thrive. Going back to that whole talk about like turn-based combat, I don't think that this is something that I tend to forget occasionally. Slower games are still good. Like, turn-based games are great because it slows things down for people who don't typically play a lot of, like, super high-octane games. Like, I play a shit ton of, like, the, like, fastest games possible a lot of the time. Because I enjoy that. But for somebody who's not as, like, good at a game, or somebody who's not as, like, used to those faster games, turn-based games are fucking great. I love them. On top of the fact that like it's not an intrinsic skill level thing. It's not reaction based. You can still have a lot of skill in a game being like strategic about a game, you know? All right. Backyard track. Definitely going to be done after this one. I think we've seen this game's 5 tracks. It'll be 5 times now. We will have seen all of this game's tracks 5 times, because there's only 5 tracks. Or 6, maybe. But at least 5. I need to read the box again. I like how quiet and awkward this is. It's a good feeling. I'm also realizing I'm speaking a little bit more quietly than I normally do, so maybe that's why, maybe that's, I just need to put some more gain on my mic. If I plan on talking at this level a lot more. Which I can't tell if this is better for my voice or worse, because occasionally speaking louder for my voice is actually better. I like wear out my voice less. Because it's not straining my voice, it's just projecting. There's a difference. I feel like I have to do more, like, work with my vocal cords when I'm not going quite as loud, as opposed to just, like, I'm not blowing them out, being the point. But I feel like maybe when I project, it's a little bit easier to, like... It's a little bit easier to, like, use less exaggerated motions with my vocal cords to get the same effects out of my voice. Holy fuck. Did not want to stop power sliding. And I'm still first coming out of that. Okay, there's where the speed comes from. Damn. Where am I going? Entirely the wrong way. The game's like, I'm like, I've played through these so many times that I'm not even thinking about the game anymore. This is a very head empty stream right now. Yeah, definitely time for me to consider stopping at least. None of the AI use the shortcut, except for in like 50cc. Maybe they like can't make the turn. Or I don't know, maybe this was a really smart intentional move on the programmer's part, and they made the AI smarter at lower speeds so that, yeah, the game's a little bit more difficult, but it shows you how to do better. Like, the AI shows you how to do things more. I don't know. Maybe I'm just talking out of my ass. Maybe they just made an AI that's not very smart, which seems like it's definitely the case. Yeah, those power slides, you really gotta rein them in. Whoa. That works, I guess. What else have I been doing recently? I've been watching Samurai Jack. I started watching it when I was, after I got my first COVID booster, and I was just flat on my ass, like, knocked out for, I don't know, it was at least, like, 24 hours. It was probably about 48 hours total, honestly. I've been slowly watching through it. I just finished season 3. Well, almost finished season 3. I'm like halfway through the last episode of season 3. So, I mean, there's only 5 seasons of that show. I say only. It still ran like 13 episodes a season for 5 seasons. That's impressive. Well, for 4 seasons, and then they brought it back like 10 years later. Or 7 or 8 years later, whatever the fuck it was. They finally finished it, being the point. But I gotta tell you, man, it is really hard, because I know it's gonna happen. So for anybody who doesn't know, the guy who voiced Aku is the same guy who voiced Uncle Iroh in Avatar: The Last Airbender. His name is Mako Iwamatsu. He was a very old, at the time, he was a very old, well-known actor and voice actor. He got into a lot of kids' voice acting roles in his later years. And Mako he has a very distinctive voice, and he was very well-known and respected as a voice actor. And he died in 2004 or 2005 as the second, or rather, during production of the second season of Avatar: The Last Airbender, he died. So in that episode, or in the episode Tales of Ba Sing Se, that in memory of, at the end of Tales of Ba Sing Se in Iroh's segment, that's for Mako Iwamatsu. What I missed? Not much, man. We're on 150cc in standard race, and this is probably going to be my last set of races for the day. But yeah, Mako died during the second season, during the second season of Avatar, during Book Earth. And he also took up the role of Aku. Okay, then. Yeah, he also took up the role of Aku in Samurai Jack, and so when he passed away, they had somebody else replace him as the main, or as the voice for Aku, and I don't remember who it was. He does a fairly good job, but I know for a fact that the entirety of Season 5, they had to replace Mako, because obviously that was several years after his death. Because Samurai Jack got, like, cancelled, and then they came back for a final season. So I'm excited to watch that final season, but I'm always just like, I hope that whoever voices Aku does a decent job. You know, like, it's always a bit scary to see somebody new trying to take on like a role like that, especially since Mako's voice is so unique and it's very hard to replicate. I know it's not going to be exactly the same. Currently playing a game where to get an ending, you have to go down to the 666th floor of a building. What are you playing? I almost said it's Spooky's Jump Scare Mansion, but it's not, because that's 1,000 floors. Been like 1.5 hours. Help. What floor are you on? Good luck, Baylor. Regardless. Eat shit, homie. Can't believe I'm actually using any of this game's items effectively. You know what I really like? It's weird that there's a slight delay on it, but I like that there's like a audio indicator of whether or not you actually went through the cone and got the energy or not. Because if you hit the cone, you don't get the if you hit the cone and go through the thing, you don't get the energy. It's a different sound that plays. I'm on floor 554. Anyways, the game is called A Dream You've Had Before. It's very strange. It sounds like it. I mean, I'm interested, if nothing else. Is it like an older game, a newer game, indie? Because I'm thinking a game that was almost like LSD Dream Simulator for the PS1. Which is not even really a game, I would say. Pro Pocket Biker Drama. Look, if I play a game for long enough, and this applies to anybody too, any of you guys can do this too. If you play a game for long enough, you're gonna get good at it. The thing that's special about it is that you can place notes for money and anyone can see it. Oh, that's kind of neat. So it's like Dark Souls mechanic of like, you can be helpful or just hurtful. But you actually have to pay money for it. So there's like an incentive to put down things that are going to be helpful for players. That's a neat idea, though. I like that. Do you get to leave Dark Souls style messages like time for crab? Because time for crab is the only important message. Ever. At all. Okay, when did I start streaming? Right around 10. I don't have a clock in here. I was just saying that earlier, but like I don't have a clock in here. So I've been going for 2 hours and 38 minutes, which means that we're right around what? I can math. About 150? No, it's like 1250. Yeah, I think. It's time for the Maryland Crab, the one and only. I feel like the game's a little bit confused on how to like measure when the longest wheelie was. Oh Christ. Okay. Oh, what the fuck? Somebody just bought like 20 pictures of Among Us on the first floor. Yeah, exactly. Everybody's gonna put stupid messages down. Sometimes they're helpful, sometimes they're just dumb. I gotta say, this is probably one of the best designed levels in the sense that, like, the only problem that I can see with it is that it's not very straightforward to go, and there's a ton of signs they have to put everywhere for it. But I mean, that's kind of the case for the entire game, so I'm not gonna give it too much shit, I don't think. I love getting that smooth 30 or 60 FPS out of the fucking game out of nowhere. It's really funny to me. What did I just do? I dropped that firecracker like as I left the ramp and it made me spin in a goddamn circle. Yeah, it's an interesting idea though. For a game like that. Like, have a game that is really long and then also, like, have players be able to help or hurt each other along the way. I do like seeing those sort of, like, parasocial feels like a wrong word for it, but, like, parasocial games. And not social games in the sense that, like, you just drag all your friends into doing the exact same stupid fucking thing you do every day, like a lot of gacha games do. But, like, a game where you are all cooperating in some sense. It's a long-ass wheelie. Yeah, there's, I believe, an audio delay right now. Bit of a shame. It seems to only be happening occasionally. I think it's just, like, some issues with the audio, like, stuff. It's some issues with, like, the audio, like, for lack of a better word, stuff, the audio systems. Because I can't think right now. Very much head empty right now. I think it's an issue with the audio systems that are in place for Linux at the moment. I'm glad to see the AI also enjoys driving into the wall repeatedly. One of the endings makes you find a key to the basement in the first 100 floors. Go back down, open to the basement, and then travel down 2,000 floors to the very bottom. 500 floors takes about an hour. That just sounds like a lot of fucking time that I wouldn't want to put into a game. Also, why did my camera break? Camera said no today, guys. Hello? It, like, locked up. Hold up. Did my phone just, like, restart because it got too hot? Because understandable, I guess. If that's the case... Yeah, I think my phone actually, like, heated up too much. Gonna have to start putting this thing in a fucking bucket of ice. Jesus. When's Big Rigs? When I figure out how to play Big Rigs on here, which might be a while. Currently only 30 people have it, which is understandable. I mean, yeah, if it doesn't seem like it'd be a big production anyway, so... Come on. I need you to function, friend. Waiting for connection. Okay. Hold up. Well, it's showing up now. That's weird. Why is it not? Man, I wanted Subservient Chicken to win. Yeah, man, me too. It's okay. He'll get his place in the sun, maybe next week. Because we're probably going to play a little bit of this next week. Alright, let me back out of here. Yeah, I think my phone, like, overheated and then restarted. Alright, waiting for connection. Refresh device list. Make sure I'm selecting the right thing. I want to do it over USB. Activate. But now it's not showing up. Dominant Chicken. Dominant Chicken is just more buff. That's it. That's the only difference. Okay, that's weird. It doesn't show up. Hey guys, you guys get to see where I actually set my phone. Hey. I realize it's smaller than normal. Give me a moment. I changed the resolution on the thing, so hopefully we shouldn't have this issue again. Hopefully. I'm just gonna fix this really quick while we're sitting here, listening to this wonderful loop. I think that's good enough for the time being. Switch Chicken. Switch Chicken sounds like a really shitty Nintendo Switch game that somebody made. Alright, guys. Smallna. Yes, exactly. Also, it's not gonna focus, so let me fix that, I guess. Let me deactivate this and then reactivate it, and it should focus. Hey, there we go. I'm here. Hi, guys. Ugh. Where is... Okay. Ugh. I'm here now. These bottle rockets the same as straight fire up bottle rockets, but they're only they're able to home in on their target with relative accuracy. Which, when you think about it, makes them nothing like straight fire bottle rockets. I do appreciate whoever wrote the like dialogue or like the like whatever like write-ups for these games. Definitely had at least a small sense of humor left after writing several like hundred or not, if not thousand lines of like random Burger King related dialogue. They made an attempt to make it funny, and I appreciate that. Oh, you can just go straight through the fucking post there. Great. Whoa! Off we go! Nope, take me down here. I want to go down here. I do wish the music was a bit louder and the pocket bike sounds were a bit quieter, admittedly. Now that I've been listening to this game for so long, I'm kind of tired of hearing the fucking pocket bike sounds. Stop doing wheelies. Let me fucking steer. The game refused to not let me do a wheelie. I need to be doing a wheelie, apparently. Ooh, disruptor. Let's go. I am now Pocket King. We're just gonna repeatedly fuck over the king here. Sorry, Chief. Them's the rules. And the world record holder for the longest stoppy in Pocket Bike Racer is... Drama. Me. Like, whenever I run into a wall, I'm going so fast that the game is shoving me into doing a stoppy. Or a wheelie. It's kind of annoying. I'm actively, like, trying to control my speed really hard on these. It was me! I was the turkey all along. It's not a turkey, though. It's a chicken. Man, this thing doesn't have very good tracking, does it? Guys, we did it! We fucking did it! I beat Sneak King! I mean, Pocket Bike Racer! By the way, I added some more sounds to the soundboard. They're probably way too loud, but this makes it funnier. I'm first! I got world record! This is mine! I actually don't know if there's anybody who's ever speedrun this game before. There probably is. This seems like an easy world record. Alright, who's running? We got, Pawo, standard race, 35 minutes 9 seconds. That was a year ago. Mario Party goal sounds and music. Yeah, just keep spamming the button over like 5 of the songs on top of them. I can't do that. I don't think. No, it just restarts it. What else do I have on here? Oh, I know what I can play. Guys, we did it. I'm small again. I'm just gonna sit here like this for a minute. I'm having a good time with this. I don't know about you guys. Alright, well, I gotta go. Alright, Baylor, have a good one. Alright, that's enough of this shit. You know what I really like about this? I set this up in such a way that whenever I hit any of my hotkeys, it shuts off the playlist, and then it turns it back on when I stop them. Yeah, Baylor, take it easy, man. Have a good one. So that was Pocket Bike Racer, for anybody who is curious. About 2 hours worth of Pocket Bike Racer gameplay. Here's what I'm thinking. I don't know if I want to play this again next week, but let's sit and talk about the game for a sec. So, this was a good game. It's a genuinely impressive game. Reminds me of the Gorillaz advert for Motorola where Murdoch is playing an organ in the Alps wearing only a G-string. That's an incredible ad. I love that idea. But, yeah, so I enjoyed this game. This was fun. I don't know if I want to play this again simply because there's only so many tracks. And I don't want to play them all. Again, and again, and again. Even if they're faster, you know? But this was a good time. I had a great time with it. I am not opposed to doing another Burger King game next week. Alternatively, I've had a couple ideas. So I found Frogger last week. That's not over just yet. So I found Frogger last week. Frogger was fun. Frogger is a game that I remember from being a kid. I could not find my copy of it for ages. I thought I made it up for a little bit. I thought that it didn't exist. But I found a copy of it, and I kind of want to play it. I don't know if I want to play it on stream or not, but if you guys are down, I'd be happy to play it on stream for you guys. Pocket Bike looks like fun. Pretty fun. Good game. Go get it. I got this for like $5. You can still get copies of it pretty cheap. There were a shit ton of copies made. And they exist somewhere. I'm sure if you look around, you can go find them, especially in like thrift stores and like retro game stores and stuff. You can find a lot of it. Pocket Bike Race Booster, Pocket Bike Racer Booster Course Pack. If there were more courses, I'd be happier with it. But as it is, this is a pretty fun game. I'm not even a big fan of Pocket Bike. I'm not a big fan of kart racers. I've said it a couple times during the stream. It's fun. I enjoy it. So thank you guys for coming along with me on this journey. Next week we'll probably we'll play some other shit. You guys know how it is. It's not sponsored, by the way. We are not sponsored, by the way. Not sponsored by Burger King. Not sponsored by anybody. There's your disclaimer. But this game's pretty fucking fun. And a lot of these games are. So I'm thinking maybe we get maybe we find some other games to play. Some other sponsored, not sponsored games to play, rather. We could do Zool next week, Frogger 3D. I know it's brutal. Trust me, I know it's fucking brutal, man. But I'm down for it. Or maybe Big Bumpin', which is the other Burger King game, along with Sneak King, which is the one everybody's heard of. But, you know, if you guys can do me a favor, at the end of, just like throughout this week, first of all, it's Father's Day. Okay, so go be nice to your father if you're still in touch with them, if they're still alive or whatever. Just go be nice to them for a little bit. Have fun with them. Enjoy some time with them. Alright? Celebrate your family and people you care about. Take care of yourselves. Eat plenty of food. Make sure you're getting rest, sleep. Make sure you're not stressing yourself out too much. Get up, stretch. Have a good time. Hydrate. Okay? Make sure you're eating plenty of food, like I was saying. Maybe Maybe get up and go do a little bit of mariachi. Could be good for you, you know. Get yourself out of the house, take care of yourself. Maybe go for a little bit of a flight, you know, that could be pretty fun. And remember to spay and neuter your pets. Very important. Very, very important. Play some games you like. Get rewarded. Feel rewarded. Feel like you're appreciated, because you are. And remember to give yourself the gift of beef. Have a good time, everybody. Have a good week. See you later.